We all have a story, we all have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome up to Around the Campfire. Hey, real quick, I'm gonna take note of who's over there in the chat. Well, we got Crazy Ann, we got Everything Spicy. You're gonna see them in a moment. And we got Foxy Lady Indoors, we got Kimberly Ferris, and we've got Metal Music Maniac, Mystic Bunny, and Sam Outdoors. Great bunch in here tonight. I'm gonna throw these. Oh, we had somebody else pop in. Oh, we got Adventures in the Heartland. Hi, John. Yeah, be ready today. We got folks popping in. I'm going to pull my guests up. Aiden there, hi. And here, everybody's sweetie. There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
I was
everybody's sweetie. They don't come to these live streams not to see her. Yeah. And then, of course, we got this character. He keeps things kind of lively. Oh, that's pretty lively. But there he is. He's looking around. Oh. I miss something?
Did I do something?
He froze. Do that. He froze doing that.
Now I can do a little more.
Yeah, for crying out loud, Phil, your camera froze when you did that. Yeah. Shaky.
That's funny.
Look at he's all
You're
froze
lagging,
up.
Phil. You're lagging.
You're lagging and you froze up just staring at her.
Hey.
Is it okay now?
Yeah. Hey, Newman. Good to see you, Newman Outdoors.
Hey, Newman.
Computer chick. Hey, sweetie. Went out today and video coming off that next week of the outdoors. Awesome, girl. God, you're getting into the outdoors quite a bit, girl. That's good to hear.
She's learning from you.
Good.
Am I unfroze now?
You're unfrozen.
Yeah, you are. So
You're
now I can
thawed out.
take it
You're
again.
thawed out. Ooh, yeah. Is
That
her
might have been what
shaking?
froze up my camera. I'm just saying.
Well, no, she was shaking those to warm you up a bit so you could unfreeze yourself.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you was frozen.
You were frozen. She's just trying to warm you up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what it was. I
Oh,
got
that doesn't work. You know he like you, Sty.
Yeah.
I got him
It's
right
kind of
here.
like rubbing two sticks together to start a fire. She rubs a couple things together, gets you all heated up. Yeah,
Go, take some spicy. That will warm you up.
that's good. Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's very pretty, ain't she? She pretty.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That was no mission.
I have to take her over to Aunt Mama and show her off.
That's right. Right. Yeah.
Oh God, I mean, if you look like that guy, I wouldn't touch you.
Aunt Mama got her new dentures the other day. Now she got 3 teeth.
She's got 3, eh?
Yeah, she got the rest of them on layaway at the Walmart.
That's it. Yeah. I can only get 1 tooth a week out. Right. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh God.
1 a week, 1 a month.
1 a month.
You're so fucking silly.
She's got 3 teeth now. She had to go in there and buy 3 toothbrushes, 1 for each tooth.
1 for each teeth.
He really like belong out there, you know, with the redneck.
I could blend in if I needed to.
Oh yes, you can. A little too well. Phil.
Yeah, computer chick, I wish I could. I don't know if I am going to be able to make a trip down that way this year or not, but I'll keep you posted if I can get on down that way.
Of course you will.
I gotta get some miles on my trailer this summer before I take any long hauls with it. Yeah, I gotta go. Doggone it. That's another thing I gotta do. I'll probably do that in the next week. I gotta go buy a spare tire for that trailer.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have.
Buy it before you get the flat, not like me.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's why I'm glad I got a pickup truck too. If I do blow a tire, all I gotta do is get a solid ground, jack it up, pull the wheel off of it, throw it in the back of the truck, run to town, get a tire thrown on it, get it repaired, run back out, throw it on. But it's extra dinking around, you know. I'd rather have the spare right there.
What's up, Michael?
Howdy. Look, you see, like
Hey, King of Darkness. What were you saying about waterfalls, Ann?
Oh, King of Darkness. He was doing something. He was visiting waterfalls there. I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed something. I'll have to go check
Hello,
it out.
Christian. I went to a waterfall today. Yeah, and I love waterfall.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. I love the waterfalls.
Oh yeah. I was watching that Lagoon, that movie from many years ago when I was like 8-9 years and shouldn't see it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Blue Lagoon.
Oh yeah, the Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon. You get
And the couple was
The
under the
Blue Lagoon.
what was it? What was her name? What's her name? That was Brooke Shields, and you got to see
Brooke Shields. Yeah.
Yeah, and a guy
They
was
look
like,
like man boobs. Though. She was laying when you saw her boobie, she was laying flat on her back. So it wasn't even like they were real boobs. They're like 13-year-old boobs. So it's nothing.
Calm
well,
down.
my mind is going out there too. You know.
You're making my
Trust
fire
me, I remember every second of it. But
yeah, all of a sudden flashbacks of Blue Lagoon. Right?
Yeah, and the guy had like blonde curly hair and things like that. Well, I never had anything for the blondes, but yeah.
And then she got all fat and had a baby.
Well, I didn't see that in that movie.
You don't remember that?
Did she?
You know, and then you go and you watch the second one, and you find out she's not his sister.
Oh. I think I only
You
saw
gotta
the
watch
first.
Blue Lagoon too. You find out she actually wasn't his sister. They thought they were sister and brother, but
Yeah, they
was-
couldn't have that whole incest thing going on.
well, yeah, I think the after effects after that movie went out and everybody's going, oh, they figured, oh, we need a sequel where the truth comes out. Oh no,
Well,
they
this
were
was a
brother
movie.
and sister or some shit. You know, they couldn't have been, yeah, sister and brother. No, we gotta fix that.
Yeah, my mom got a monthly movie like every month, you know, with different things. And this come up, and this she hide, you know, in the closet. So
Hey,
every time she was out, I was putting that movie on and I was looking at it.
your mother got the monthly movie. My
Yeah.
ex-wife, if you could call her monthly a movie, it was a horror story. Her monthly was a horror movie.
Oh, she usually get like comedy and things like that, but suddenly that Blue Lagoon come up on that, yeah, and then like I was younger than 11, but I really loved that movie. Well, the Blue
Hey,
always
Mystic Money, we'll find you a campsite. I'll get a hold of you and John, and we'll work something out. We'll
Mystic?
find you a campsite for July 2nd. I'll make sure I'm available, and we'll get a couple of joining campsites.
Hey, Sausage Shane. I love
Get as
you.
far away from Sty as you can. You don't want to join camps.
See, July 2nd will be tough because a lot of the regular commercial campgrounds will be packed full because they'll want to be there over the 4th of July. But I do know a couple places that a person can get in and camp. Yeah. I'll get together. I'll be in contact with you. We'll make some. We'll work something up. We'll do a collab or something. That'd be fun. That'd be a blast. Bring the adventure trailer out and we'll camp for a night. That sounds good.
Oh yeah.
No Brokeback Mountain stuff.
No.
I like that movie too, but yeah, yeah.
Hey, Roy and Becky, good to see you.
How are you, Phil?
You'll be pulling a boat. Okay, sounds good. Good.
I'm doing better since yesterday.
Yeah, that's good.
Actually, John, Jan, I'm thinking of a campground. I could probably reserve us a couple of campsites side by side. Got an awesome two boat landings, in fact, in that campground. Awesome fishing lake. If you want to put the boat in, yeah. Nice big campsites. Yeah.
So
Let me check things out. They just opened that camp. Well, it's opening tomorrow. That campground's opening tomorrow. And I was talking with Ann earlier today, and I was looking at the campsite availability. She's just laughing at me because I'm bitching. I'm going, my favorite camp. That son of a bitch is reserved all the way out to the end of August. I tell you, people, they want to go camping, man, after all this stay at home shit, and they're all going to open them up. Everybody's reserving every site out there. Yeah.
Oh, just come camp in my yard. I got plenty of room. I got a swimming pool. You know,
Hi, take the camper. I want to join you.
I got some trees in the back part of the property. You can act like you're in the woods. You know.
I will never get out of that.
Hey,
that
computer chick.
there.
Computer chick. If it's just, yeah. In the right company, Brokeback camping is okay.
Yeah, I would just be laying around in that.
Tonight.
Was it?
What?
Anything's on the agenda tonight. Yeah, this is a potluck. Around the campfire, it's potluck. It's just like you're sitting around the campfire with a bunch of folks you haven't talked to in a bit. You're just going to chat about anything and everything. Yeah. Here you come to order. The honorable plain old judge is here. And nobody stood up in the room because they couldn't give a shit. Yeah.
Maybe we should send this.
Here come the judge. Bailiff, whack his pee-pee.
Nice sauce
What?
collection you have behind you.
That was in a frickin' song once.
Really? Bailiff whack his
Remember
pee-pee?
what song it was either, where the guy says, "Bailiff, whack his pee-pee."
Oh, computer chick, you just want little Sty for yourself. You're never getting little Sty, computer chick. You hear me, computer chick? You're never getting little Sty. He's all
Oh
mine.
God, now you're starting trouble.
Oh yeah.
Never.
From having
Never.
he says,
He's looking for it. Phil, I'm sorry.
yeah,
That's okay, Michael.
White Lightning is the chocolate bar.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can go watch it now. I condensed it down to like 45 minutes, and I put it
Yeah.
out today at noon. So if you didn't
I-
catch the live stream, you can at least catch that part. And you know,
I
if
couldn't
you
believe it.
really,
I watched that whole 45 minutes today.
and if you really feel bad, Michael, you could share it out on social media. If you really feel bad,
If you
Yeah,
feel bad,
everybody-
if you really
share it
feel bad, you know,
he's saying
share it
he's,
out.
he's trying to make you feel bad. He's trying to make you feel guilty and go
No,
out there
not
and
at
share.
all. No,
We
no,
know
no.
his
You got me
tactics.
all wrong. No, I would never. No,
Never
no.
trust a man in a lime green mankini. Never trust a man in a lime
Who's
green.
got a lime green mankini?
I wouldn't know.
Now
Don't
in
look over
Nuke
there.
Chili,
Don't.
now in Nuke Chili Heads, they keep bringing that up. They made a little cartoon in Nuke Chili Heads with me with the lime green mankini.
They
No.
did.
Did you see that?
No.
I'll have to find it and bring it up
Today?
so you guys can see it. A couple of days ago, Tracy Freeman, the guy who did 25 of the White Lightnings, he made a 4-picture cartoon of the guy that was hosting and me. And yeah, he poked fun at me. He asked me if he could put it up before he put it up, and I said it was all right. But yeah, it's kind of funny.
Mhm.
Hey, Running Water, good to see you.
Now I've got to pull it up,
Got
right?
a place to park for the night. He headed out on the road today.
Yeah, I saw that. He was posting that yesterday. I don't know. Fuck it.
What, Chuck? Chuck says I can't get people to watch a 6-minute video. Ha 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 ha. What is it? 6 minutes too long or what? I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
teasing
that's
you.
so mean.
I'm teasing you, man.
He was baking that day. He was baking brownie.
I was baking a brownie about 30 minutes ago.
Well, that's some other brownie, I guess.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
you wrecked it. You dropped it in the toilet, didn't you?
Yeah.
I guess you don't want to eat that brownie.
Oh, you didn't roll out till 5 o'clock? Running Water. Here, I thought you were gone all damn day. I thought you probably headed out before 10
Hey,
o'clock.
liar, you lied. I caught you in a lie now.
What do you mean caught me in a lie?
You told him he's been out all day. He hasn't.
I thought he was out all day today.
Yeah, but he hasn't.
Huh? Not knowing that he wasn't out doesn't make me a liar. I didn't know he was out.
Oh, it's so fun to kid with
Wasn't
you.
out. He told me yesterday. I sent him a nice text yesterday evening saying, "You stay safe out there on the road. I hope you got off okay," because he was supposed to leave yesterday. So he sends me a message back. Goes, "No, I'm not leaving till tomorrow." So,
Hey, Mike. Leave Sty alone, man. Hey, get that. You want to come up, Mike?
yeah,
Phil
Yeah,
come
you-
to you.
you can come up anytime.
I
you
seen
want.
him last night.
Yeah, I know you did. A little bit.
A little.
You only have one tag, and it's for Filmora. If you tag it right.
Bourbon Bounty. How you doing? Eh?
Oh yeah, yeah. You want to make sure to load up your tags on your videos because it does help.
Yeah.
I am so happy. I am so happy. If there's anybody in the chat that has not gone over to Faith in the Fallen's channel and to my homepage and played "Come Meet Sty," get over there and do it. It's only 3 away from hitting 500 views, and yeah. I want my song to end up being top.
It's not Faith and the Fallen anymore, Sty.
Well, it's not Faith in the Fallen anymore. Blah, 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 blah. But if you search Faith in the Fallen, her new channel comes up.
I guess.
Her new channel comes up. What the hell's he got down there? That scares
That's
me.
the cartoon I was telling you about.
Oh,
Oh, okay. No.
Jesus.
It basically, go ahead.
They could choose another picture to show you in that cartoon, Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It's almost like I was pleasuring myself when they came into the room.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
Yeah. You look like that guy on that other video I see.
I missed that part. Why? Why?
The guy that didn't know he was still live on his panel. Poor dumb bastard.
Poor-
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. They're having fun with you.
Oh, you know what? I love it. I love the interaction with people, man.
Yeah.
My
I
hair.
really do.
Well, me too. And why do you think I put up with all the different 0.0 styes out there in the world now? Jesus. If I was a sensitive type, I wouldn't even have a channel anymore.
I don't know.
Well, didn't someone say they got a 5.0 or a 6.0 the other day?
Yeah.
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 We haven't seen that one yet, have we?
Who was that? Was that Blake?
Yeah, Blake is ordering 6 point. I don't know who's
6.0.
5 point. That was like Dojo is gonna buy it.
Dojo was going for 5.0.
And Blake is that's 6.
6.0. 6.0. Yeah, Jesus.
Keep going, guys. Yeah, and I know one more that gonna buy a mask.
Well, I got news for you. If they ever around in October, if they the Dollar Tree has them again, I'll buy them out of all of them.
Yeah, buy all of them.
So that they're single sourced. They're single sourced like a government contract. You can only get them from here.
That's right. I could double. I could sell them all. I could double the price of what I paid for them and sell them all, guaranteed.
Oh shit! Yeah, you could sell them for $19.99 plus $3.95 shipping and handling.
I paid like that for mine. I think it was almost $30. Sty is not cheap. Bastard.
Yeah, Michael Moran, that's kind of the thing that gets stuck in your head. If you can get through something like that, you get there's a lot of things we had to do when we were in the service that you didn't want to do, but you pushed yourself and you made yourself do things that put you outside your comfort zone. I think that's a lot of what all this stuff that I do.
That's where the old
comfort zone.
That's where the old saying "do or die" comes from.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Although I've attempted 2 tubes of terror twice, and both times I've never even started the second one. One of those damn things hurt.
But that's it. Is you will push it to the max, to your max.
Yeah, I don't
know
how people do multiple ones of those. But
yeah,
my mouth from one of those things is so on fire by the end of that 10 minutes, and then 5 minutes it just continues to go up. Even though my belly's not really starting to hurt much yet, I have that feeling in my belly, like I know it's just going to ignite, and I know that 2 is just going to put me under the table. What's up?
Hey, Bourbon Bunny.
Hey, Bourbon Bunny.
I'll tell you what, that tube of terror watching.
What's up, Ripple
I don't
Bounty?
even want to do one. I don't even want to do one one peanut. Fuck that. I didn't know.
You
Watching
what?
you do it? No, I just.
Oh, peanut. That's what you said, penis.
I didn't say peanut.
He probably doesn't want to do either one of those either.
Doggone it. Just before I'm ready to stream, I said, Ann, hang on. I got a cup of coffee heating in the microwave. And I told her, hang on, I'll be right back. It'll only take a second. And I run over there, get there just as it goes beep, beep. And just before I hit the button to open the door, she yells out, "Penis!" She's trying to make me spill another cup of coffee, for God's sake. Yeah, she's terrible. She's terrible.
No.
Well, she's terribly funny, you know. Listen to her laugh, man.
No.
She was just waiting, and she heard me laugh all the way across the room, and then she's laughing even harder. And yeah, I know damn well that she was just waiting for me to start cussing that I spilled another cup of coffee.
I was a couple seconds too early with shouting penis. Like
Yeah, if you were. You were just a little bit early. Yeah. Another 3 seconds, I would have had that cup just in my hand.
I should pour
Troublemaker.
a bourbon, but I'm drinking Coors Light.
Coke.
There you go.
I'm
Yes.
not a troublemaker.
Yeah, Phil, we got a Dollar General. It's about 25 miles south of me here in a little town. I'm going to run down there early October, late September, early October. See if they got any.
Gotcha. Give me
I
a
don't want
second.
to be left out, you know.
Of course not. I'll be right back.
Oh, God,
You better be.
that's such a handsome mask. That boobies.
Boobies. You got boobies.
There's boobies.
My hand is like see-through.
See,
I was-
don't have a virtual background. I just,
Yeah, but you got a nice background. Mine is fucked up.
it's all natural.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, natural.
All natural.
That's right.
Well,
So
I'm
I
glad the
thought,
background is and not the front ground.
I'm all natural here. I'm all natural. Yeah.
I don't want to have to censure my own stream because Bounty's coming in all natural. Yeah, there you go.
Bounty start to learn now. Yeah,
Don't-
we like
Don't
training him
mind
up.
me while I get comfortable.
I think this is the first time, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've been on Sty's channel.
He was there last night, yeah, but
Yeah.
first time on panel.
Last
Yeah.
night? Was I here last night?
Oh, you didn't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, you were here.
You don't
I
remember?
thought I was on Phil's channel.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to keep up.
No, he was.
And
he
last
was
night
in the
wasn't a regular stream for me, but yeah, you showed up. You
Oh,
were here.
okay. All right. Okay.
Well,
Second time.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to know where you've been, just ask us. We'll let you know.
Sure.
That's me. I know.
I didn't
Yeah,
even have bourbon today.
Hey, Samantha. Hi, girl.
What's wrong with you?
I did a video, but I didn't drink anything.
There's an open spot for you, Sam, if you want to come up.
He was
Hurry,
putting us.
Sam, hurry.
He was putting us on what bourbon bounty. No, bourbon bounty. Fuck it. A bourbon bottle. If I found that in Norway for $1,000, you will come
Or
to
less.
Norway and get it.
Yep, I would come get it. Yep.
Yeah, that you said in the chat there.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was on this channel. Okay.
Yeah,
I forget which channel I'm on.
yeah. It was this one.
Boy, you're tearing that. Granny, you're tearing that truck all apart.
You got to get the alternator off.
That's a bummer.
Yes,
Most,
it is.
most of my rigs, it's just pop the serpentine belt and then you can pull the alternator. But I come to think of it, I've had a couple of rigs where, yeah, you had a bunch of other junk attached to it.
Well, it's a band, so you know how that goes with a band.
Everything packed in. Yeah.
Yep.
They try to get everything on the front of the motor all interconnected. Yeah. Yeah, I had a couple of vans and I hated work. I don't know why that. The only reason they put the big hump cover in the van is to change the plugs. Otherwise, it don't give you access to shit.
Oh, you can't even get access to the plugs. You still have to get underneath it. A few
Yeah.
of them.
Well,
Yeah,
the one van I had, I pulled the whole front grill out and the
Yep.
radiator because it was easier to just do that. instead of busting my knuckles all up trying to work
Yep.
on it. Just easier to pull half the front end off, and then you can sit on the bumper itself in front of it and work
I
on
know
it.
it's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
So
when I
that's
was
why-
a kid, when I was a kid, my dad used to pick me up and set me over in the engine block and with a wrench and say, "Get to that bolt." Well, you can't fit a kid over in there anymore.
Yeah. Oh heck, my old 55 Chevy half ton. I would stand under. I pop the hood up. I crawl in there and stand with one leg on each side of the front axle and work on that motor. I did a full rebuild in that truck.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
I mean, I
why
tore
you
that
do have
motor
to
all the way down and rebuilt it. Never took it off the motor mounts because I could stand underneath the inside the engine compartment and work on it. And yeah, try to find a vehicle like that now. A mouse can't fall through the damn thing.
Yeah, you open
That's
the
my
hood,
truck
it
now.
looks like a solid piece of whatever.
That's my truck now. You pop the hood and you go, is there actually a V8 under all that shit?
You can't even hardly get your hand.
You can't see the damn engine.
You're right.
I mean, every stinking thing's got a cover on it. So you got just this big old pile of plastic shit all over the top of that motor, and you're going, somewhere down in there's a V8.
Yep.
It's going to take me 4.5 hours just to be able to see the engine.
Bad part is that alternator I got's only been in there a little over a year. It's 3 months out of warranty.
Oh, don't that suck?
But that's what you get for buying cheaper parts.
Yeah, Mystic Bunny, those are blue-footed boobies.
Yep.
Yep. Those are blue. I was watching the other night. I was watching this nature documentary. It was British made. I'm watching it, and they're talking about all these different seabirds and that. And I laughed my ass off. Now, if anybody would have been sitting there watching it with me, the way I burst out laughing, they would have thought, okay, he's nuts. Yeah, he's crazy. But the way they did it, they popped a picture up with a blue-footed booby standing there, and the person narrating goes, and talk about blue-footed boobies. I just lost it. I burst out laughing. I said, you want to talk about blue-footed boobies? You should have Spicy on your damn documentary.
Yep.
He'll fill you in on blue-footed boobies.
I don't know what the boobies are all about. Blue feet. Okay, but the
They
boobies.
have blue feet, blue beaks, and they waddle around and act all goofy, and they called them boobies.
Yeah, but
I thought maybe they called them
Well,
that because
and
they swayed in the wind or something. You know.
If you went and danced in a field, yeah, they wouldn't be all graceful. They just go kind of like this. And
oh,
kinda
just like mine did now. Yeah, like up and down on all directions.
yeah. It's blue-footed
Yeah.
boobies. They kind of
Now all you need are the blue feet.
No, I got black shoes. Booby ladies in Alaska, they turn blue in no time. Okay, Harry.
I'll tell you what, you find me that bottle of bourbon for under $1,000, and I'll bring you some blue boots.
Okay. Hey, Alisa.
Hey, Lisa.
I love me some Sty. Everybody loves Sty. Hey.
Hey, everybody.
He's truly a ladies man.
Hey.
She didn't remember that he was in this chat. Okay. He was a little bit tipsy yesterday then.
Who?
You?
Me? I probably was. I've been working hard lately. I've been working really hard. And when I got off work, I drank bourbon, and then I chased it with beer. But tonight, I started with beer. I'm only on beer, and it's only Coors Light. So there's no tipsy tonight. I was very tired last night, though.
Yeah. You didn't look tired. People often fall asleep on Sty's panel if they're tired.
No, I would never do that. I would exit before I fell asleep. But
I
I
do.
was soldiering through. Put it that
Okay.
way.
I fall asleep up here, not just once, but yeah.
Yeah, a couple times she's nodded off. But the best one was over on her own channel when she fell asleep. And there was a couple of us yelling at her and screaming at her, "Wake up, Ann, wake up." I was telling Samantha that I said, "I got it. I know how to wake her up." So I called her on Facebook Messenger and I said, "Listen, be quiet, listen." And you could hear that phone ringing on her laptop or her computer there. You could hear the phone ringing. Oh man, it woke her right up. She's like, "Oh, Messenger, I'm getting a message." It was so fun, fucking funny. We're yelling in our mics at her, "Wake up, Ann, wake up." No, she wouldn't wake up. But call her on Facebook. Just like that, she's awake, man. And
Well,
so
that's
I know how to wake her up if she starts dozing off. Just call her on Facebook. And it was fun because she's all woke up now and she's in a panic, and I see her answer the call and I hung up. Just as she answered, I hung up.
I was like, what the hell?
Then she's looking at the screen like, what was that? You know, well, no, we're just waking you up, girl. That's
Yeah. And then I keep.
the
Well, now
midnight
that I know the secret,
leader.
I'm gonna call.
Oh, jeez.
Well, that stream was 16 hours.
16 hours.
Yeah, so I fall asleep about when I was 14 hours in the stream.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a long bugger.
Yeah, I had to take like painkillers that dosed me off a little bit.
Yeah, about halfway through the stream, she
I was
popped
just sitting like this.
and you could see as they were taking effect. You know, you could see. It's yeah, that was pretty funny.
Phyllis fall asleep on stream.
I
Twice.
dozed off for a split second.
Twice.
Split second. What do you mean twice? Not twice.
Oh yeah, you did it twice.
No, not twice.
Oh yes, you did.
Oh, that one time Jesus, how
Only
many
twice.
times did you have to wake him up before he finally came
Oh, that,
onto his own stream? I
Yeah.
mean, my God, everybody's waiting. It's saying, waiting for everything spicy. Yeah, we're waiting and waiting, calling them, and Ann's harassing, calling, and then she'll message me and say, "Oh yeah, he just said, I just woke him up, and he said, yeah, I'll be right on. I'll be on within a few minutes." 20 frickin' minutes later, she's still calling him. He went back to sleep, and he's got an audience over in the chat yakking away. Yeah, fucker's sleeping. He don't give a shit that he's got a stream.
You know what? We'll take care of ourselves in the chat. I'm normally in the chat. I just,
That's the worst part. Some of these we've been on, hey, Ann, where a
Oh, yeah.
person over imbibed and passed out, and we're sitting there trying to guard the chat because the trolls are coming in, and you're like, holy shit, no. Boy, did we work as moderators.
nine
Well,
hours.
we're waiting for this person to come out of it and realize they're still on.
I'll tell you what, if y'all ever get Kimberly Ferris to come up, I've seen her on every freaking chat every time, and she will not come up on the panel.
Yeah.
Somebody,
But I love seeing Kimberly. She was very first again tonight. She's
saw
9 out of 10 of my streams. Kimberly's the very first one. She comes in and says, hello, everybody. Hi, Sty. Yeah, very first all the time. Kimberly is great. Whether I ever get her on panel or not really isn't an issue. But I would love to see her on the panel once.
Yeah,
I would love it.
she's always cool in the chat. She's never like over.
Oh
anything
yeah,
or
nothing negative ever out of Kimberly. She's so positive, and she says hello to everybody. Yeah, just
So
a great.
only place to go from there is down. Why would she come up on the panel? The only place you can go is down.
Why would you?
We all love her. I mean, it's like
Yeah. Yeah, why?
Take
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's right, right?
That's How long did it take your coworker to get back to normal? Yeah,
Mike, he dealt with that for about somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. So at last night or this morning, I think it was this morning, the UK Chili Queen actually shared out the video of him trying the Rummy Bears because she's going to be one of the 10 people or 8 people that are going to try to attempt to do 10 pegs of these Rummy Bears. So she shared out the link for Rummy Bears, shared out the link for my video, and mentioned something about Joe in it. And I sent it to Joe, and Joe this morning he's like said something back to me. He's like, "That's pretty cool." I says, "Do you want a rematch?"
Oh.
So I got to work this morning, and he's reading the thing. He's like, "A rematch?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Let me think about it." I said, "Well, if you do a rematch, you'll have to do 2." He says, "Well, I have to do something different. Well, I have to eat something different in my stomach this time." So he's actually considering a rematch with 2.
Serious.
Cool.
Serious.
Yeah.
After he had the one that said no freaking more, no way, no how, no nothing. Now he's considering doing a rematch, putting a little something extra in his stomach and doing 2. See, that's the thing with those cramps. They suck, but you forget about them real quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a gal tell me, "Oh my God, that must be like pregnancy after once you birth the kid, the first 12 hours you're saying, that's an only child. That ain't never happening again." And sure enough, what happens a year and a half later, they're having another kid. And I see this pepper thing like that. I see you guys get them cramps so goddamn bad that you're almost dying. And you go, "Oh boy, I know better than to ever go there again." And what happens? Within a couple of weeks, you're right back doing it again. Just, yeah.
I was waiting for
It don't work.
spicy now. Oh, I'm gonna do Reaper.
Well, if we're all on here, who's watching my new video I just posted? I've got like 9 views in an hour here. Boy.
Hey, Saucy Shane. Yep. Fire up the campfires.
Oh, there you go.
Number.
This one doesn't have a number.
Oh,
Ooh,
mystery
surprise.
keeper.
Nope.
Oh,
Ruga. Okay.
Maruga Red. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, screw it. Why don't? Oh, you know what we could do? Ooh, this is gonna suck. I haven't done one of these in a while. Make me big, Sty.
I'm trying.
Oh, listen to him. Make him big. Yeah, like Sty. Phil. Sty.
I'm sure Ann could do it better than me, but there you go.
Uh-oh.
That's as big as it gets, folks.
All right, so I took the top off, kind of punched the insides down in there.
Oh,
Oh,
shit. He's going to
Uh-oh.
make a gusher out of it.
All right, squish it.
Is that Eric Pollock?
Squish it.
That's Eric Pollock stuff. Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, because the Maruga scorpion pepper just isn't hot enough.
Yeah, that's that wussy pepper.
Well, he got a nice bottle collection behind him there now.
There's a little the Thunder of Zeus.
Oh, you're gonna put
Okay.
that?
Lord have mercy.
Oh, fucking duck.
Oh, Lord, that was like 15 drops.
Can you put that egg up in there too?
Yeah, well, an egg.
He's
fit
going to
there.
need that egg later.
You put an egg on top of that, and you'll have a fried egg to eat.
What the hell are you doing now?
He's going to panic here shortly. Hang on.
He wants some pain tonight.
Oh, this is Mad Dog 357, the tequila edition.
Okay, it's not to put on him.
Oh, Lord.
It's bad. You're crazy tonight.
Yeah.
He's trying to be like, that's that shit Johnny Scoville does. He
Hey,
There
rest
you
in
go. 1, 2, 3, and the Maruga scorpion.
Yeah, because a Maruga scorpion is just,
Just not.
Yeah,
like
Mike,
ice
you're right.
cube.
Rest in peace, Phil.
What are you looking after now?
It's been very good knowing you.
And Gummy Bear up on
Oh, he did it. Oh, man. That is about to get hot. I'm going to tell everybody that's about to get hot.
Yeah.
And it's only starting right now.
Now I want to hear you hiccup. Because that's funny.
Holy moly.
Damn it to hell. I tell you, I wish I would have known that he was doing that. I would have made everybody share this out. Look at that shit. Well, yeah.
All right. The endorphins have to kick in eventually.
I don't think there's enough there for endorphins to kick in.
Yeah, maybe.
So how good was it?
I tell you what, when you add the weird tequila one to it,
Yeah.
that's about all I could taste. I mean, I could taste the pepper, but ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, you need a new camera, Phil, because this is blurry.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
I'm telling you, this stuff.
Glasses are going to fog up.
I don't think this will matter. That matter?
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
Yep. It's a camera on this computer. I don't want to look one thing other thing here. Yeah, and this is 720, so this is the best. This is the best camera you can get out of a $1,600 computer
I don't.
laptop. So
You take the plastic off the lens, haven't you?
Yeah, that plastic film that they ship
Yeah,
them with.
but it's not everybody that have seen that. This plastic. Also.
Yeah, I have seen people leave it on there, Ann.
That'd be funny if it was on there, though.
It's all. Yeah, you took it off. Well, I forgot it on the phone sometimes, when I buy a phone and it's like, yeah, oh, fuck it. Yeah.
Whoa. Man, you mastered that one, brother. You just
Sure did.
that's nuts. That is nuts.
So now over to that gummy bears.
huh?
Gummy bears.
Oh, jeez. Don't add no gummy bears to that.
Here's the thing: is I really don't have any carbs in my stomach. I got a few little potatoes in my stomach. We had pork loin when I got home. I got pork loin and a few little baby potatoes and carrots in my belly.
Isn't that enough?
Yeah, you should.
No
Yeah,
bread with it.
yeah, you should have put some starch, more starches in there,
Yeah.
some bread. Yeah,
More potatoes and pasta.
Just drink some cornstarch then.
drink some
I was drinking this, so this does help. The sugar.
cornstarch.
Yeah.
Make pepper gravy in your stomach. Pepper gravy. Woo-hoo. How's that going with your potatoes? Little pepper gravy on your potatoes.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Put it out there.
What the heck, eh?
Yeah. What the heck?
What the heck, eh?
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 Man, I can't believe I was that tired yesterday. I don't remember being on here. And I wasn't drinking too much either.
How you was behaving? So yeah.
I was really tired. But today was a normal day. I got up, worked a normal day, got off on time. So when you work
What's normal?
16, 17-hour days, you don't get 8 hours sleep.
No. Too little of the day to have that. And that's just like him when he was working 14 hours a day in
Yeah.
driving. And I'm
I mean,
streaming.
you want some downtime. When you get off work, you want a little, a couple hours of downtime. And if you're working 16 hours, that means 4 hours sleep.
Yeah. The worst part is when you're working 14s or 16s and you got an hour's drive back home. Oof,
Oh, yeah.
that always sucked. Hey, Lizzie Ann. Good to see you, girl.
Hey, Lizzie.
Mystic Bunny tried buttermilk the other day. It wasn't too bad, she says.
What's up?
Phil.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. I got this recipe for buttermilk cornbread
Ooh.
where you're actually using the buttermilk in the cornbread mix. And
Just don't put the buttermilk in a glass.
well,
Well,
that's after the cornbread's baked. Then I'll have a piece of that buttermilk cornbread with a glass of buttermilk, and
oh, in the buttermilk. Yes.
I'll be in buttermilk heaven.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sty and I could hang out. We'd be all right.
See, I'm a little odd because I like my biscuits and gravy with nice big homemade buttermilk biscuits or but I people go, that's not right, but I love putting my sausage gravy on top of a couple of big slabs of cornbread.
Hey,
I'll eat
sausage
my
gravy.
sausage
I could
gravy
eat
on
that with a
cornbread
spoon
instead of the biscuits, Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I don't want to lose you or anything, but squirrel gravy's good too.
Yeah, I tell you what, in my very young days, I ran a muskrat trap line and
Mm.
I squirrel hunted all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a bunch of friends wanted to come over and I was just dating the ex-wife at the time and they come over for a game feed. I told them, come on over, we'll have squirrel and dumplings, And they come over and I had this big old roaster just full and it's got gravy in there and dumplings on top and they were eating up a storm and then one of the gals in the group said, I want to know where the heck you found squirrels that big. Some of those were huge squirrels. I go, oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I only had a half a dozen squirrels so I threw a half a dozen muskrats in there too. They were eating muskrat and loved the hell out of it until they found out what they were eating. Then it was, oh, no, we ate muskrat. You loved it
come
just a
on.
minute
If
ago.
it tastes good, it tastes good.
Yeah.
What
the hell? I should have just kept my mouth shut and said, oh, those are big fox squirrels from downstate,
It's not like muskrats are cute or anything. I mean, what the...
Yeah, and they're plant eaters for crying out loud,
Yeah.
You okay, Phil? Mike is wondering.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good, he says.
Oh, yeah.
Nose a little drippy.
No runny eye?
No, nothing with the eyes. The nose, though.
Hey, fire up your heart. Yum food, yes.
Motley Crue, kickstart my heart. Hey, are you ready to go?
I think that's the biggest thing I'm looking forward to getting out to camp and camping for a week is just eating. Just eating out at camp.
Yeah,
I
just
want
watch
to go kayaking, but I really I just want to be cooking over that fire and.
Now, when we went to camp, we carried flour, salt, pepper, maybe some garlic. That was about it. And we'd get out there, and of course, we had a little garden planted. We could, get peppers or whatever off that. But everything else we went and found in the woods, meat wise. We had a couple people come out to our camp one time, and it was a deer camp, but you could go out there and, anytime. But, squirrel season's and we could run up some rabbits, we could get some squirrel, but we would, or deer, and somebody would kill a deer and they would donate a ham to the camp, one leg, bam.
Yeah.
And we would just, chop it up, and we had a tenderizer, cuber. We'd run it through, have little deer steaks and all that. But yeah, there was people come out to the camp and they'd be like, what are we going to eat? And we're like, well, we got to go get it.
Well, that was us when we lived out in Montana. All the time we spent in the back country, and then we spent a year off grid way up in the wilderness. It freaked people out all the time because we ate a lot of trout when we were up there. A lot of only red meat we ate was venison and elk meat,
Yeah.
and partridge at least once a month. We have partridge, but when you got a family of 6, that's a lot of partridge hunting. There's only so many grouse on a mountainside, but yeah, folks would come up and they'd say, "Whoa, what are we going to have for lunch?" And I'd say, well, how about trout? Sure.
Trout is good.
We got to go down to the creek.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no trout in the fridge. They're all in the creek, staying nice and cold and fresh.
No
As
pressure.
fresh as we can get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nothing tasted better, boy. Oh,
Now we were at camp one time, and these we got to watching over a cutover. The logging companies would come in, and clear out, and there was big old thicket out there, and we got to watching, and all these doves kept flying over, and I said, "Anyone have a shotgun?" And I had some number 8 field load, and they're like, "Yeah, but all I have is slugs." And I said, "Well, I have a box of number 8s," and we went out there. In about 30 minutes, we had about 30 doves.
uh-huh.
They were just flooding over, and they're small, but you can do a big old stew pot with them or something and feed a lot of people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Mystic Bunny. Yeah, getting out in the woods and being on the lake. Oh yeah, you betcha. The fire up your heart. That's awesome. Hiked with son the other day. 2 baby deer, barely 10 feet away. Otter, beaver, dragonflies, frogs, and butterflies. Yeah, nothing like the good old outdoors. It's yeah. And then they say nature is perfect and helps us too. That to me, the outdoors is healing for me. I mean, I can go out, I can be in the outdoors for a full day, and I still feel healthier and kind of energized for 3 days from it. I go out there, spend a whole week, and I come home feeling good for 3 days, but then I'm just itching to go back out for another whole week again. It's yeah. Yeah, I'm an outdooraholic. I can't stay away from it. It's screaming at me all the time.
I was eating at the lake now before you jumped on, and I'm sure I was looking at the same fish, and it was like going that way, and it comes back, and I went back down, and it comes back. I'm sure it was the same fish. So it's nice out there now.
Last time I was in Norway, we ate a lot of crab legs.
Well, then you was on the coast.
Yep.
Yeah, somewhere on the west or close to Oslo or something.
Just got home from the lake. Yeah, the sun is set down there.
Yes, yeah, it's still light outside there, so yeah, it isn't dark now.
All right. Full disclosure, somebody, Metal Music said something about mosquitoes. I'm from Arkansas. Mosquito is an Arkansas state bird, so just
I hate mosquitoes.
That's what they say about Minnesota too.
I'll tell you what, though, we had rice fields.
The Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes and 150 billion mosquitoes per acre.
Yeah, well, and if Samantha was up here, she'd tell you about mosquitoes because I've been to Alaska too. They're like this big.
Yeah,
So
they're monsters up there. A buddy of mine lives in Fairbanks, and he's got horses, and when the skeeters are out and about, those horses are inside his stable all the time because you can't let them out. The mosquitoes will drive them insane.
E-Waste was outside today sitting by a stream. Damn.
Gotta shut the damn holes down. Yeah. It really sucks if you're on city water,
Yeah, no trick.
and you got to pay for it. It used to. I had a swimming pool for a while. It used to piss the neighbors off because I was on the fire department, and it's time to fill the pool. Spring has sprung. Got it all cleaned out, ready to fill the pool. I'd run down to the garage and I'd bring the tanker up to the house and I'd fill it out of the tanker. And then I'd run down and top the tanker off, put it back in the shed. Well, all my neighbors, they're out there with freaking garden hoses and they're paying for that water they got to put in their swimming pool. So I'm going, terrible. It's terrible that they charge you for swimming pool water.
Well, $12 a month. You got a $12 a month water bill in Warren. That means you ain't showering very often there, Mike. You need to start scrubbing that nasty ass.
$12 a month?
Yep.
I had a piece of property up here in Washburn, which is only 9 miles north of the city I live in. I had a little piece of property. It's about half an acre in town. The water and sewer went past the property out in the street, I never hooked it up. There was nothing on the property. It was a vacant lot. It cost me $45 a month for water and sewer.
Holy crap.
It didn't matter if you were hooked up to it or not. You're paying the minimum fee because it goes
Yeah.
past your property. $45 a month is the flat rate, and then we paid for the water on top of that.
Mm.
And you paid for the sewage on top of that. And I said, hey, how do you know how much I shit?
I know.
Mhm.
They meter in your
And they said,
sewer line.
we base it on your water usage. You drink it, we know where you're going to pee it.
Well, you don't know that. I go to the woods a lot.
I told them, I said, I pee out back in my shed. And it wasn't just a couple weeks later, all of a sudden I'm peeing out back in my shed and a cop car pulls up, gives me a $50 citation.
Oh, my Lord. I was going to tell Fire Up Your Heart. In Arkansas, we didn't have as big of mosquitoes, but I think we had per square inch area of mosquitoes because we had rice fields. And when you grow rice in that flatland delta down there in
Yeah.
Arkansas with all that
Or it's
heat,
just a breeding ground.
yeah, we would have millions. And I'm talking about we
Oh,
would
yeah.
get out of the car to go in, like we had a carport, not
Yeah.
a garage. And they would be so thick you could do this and you were just hitting thousands of mosquitoes with your hand.
Oh, I've
And we had
been
a
in
spray. Yeah.
rice paddies, wild rice paddies
Mhm.
in Minnesota, where if you weren't wearing a bandana over your face or have a mosquito full head net, you could not breathe. You couldn't. You would choke on the mosquitoes. There,
But yeah, you would breathe them in and boom.
Yep, you'd breathe them in, choke on them, because it was literally you'd breathe and you'd have a mouthful, not just a couple bugs in your mouth. You had a mouthful of them.
Oh, we did this all the time
200 at a time.
right here. And
Uh-huh.
you're going in the house and then your whole face is covered with them. And my mom used to spray me with the spray and I would close my eyes tight and she would be spraying me and I'd run in the house. I mean, I thought that was normal.
Yeah.
I was like, it's 6
Hey,
years
hunt
old.
for heat. Hi.
Yeah, I know. I saw my real name down there. What's up, Hunt for Heat?
Yeah, there's no good answer to that. Fire up your heart. Why we got, those are critters. I think we probably could live without.
Well, bats eat a shit ton of mosquitoes, and they eat other bugs too. But
Yeah, they just need to change their damn diet.
Eat jelly beans. That's Phil
Yeah.
does.
What?
well, you know what malathion is, right, Sty?
What's that?
Malathion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we used to try to spray malathion to kill mosquitoes, but the problem is it kills honeybees, and we had to quit. Causes
Oh, yeah.
hive collapse. but that was one of the best defendants against killing mosquitoes. But it killed wasps and it killed bees, and then we realized, because agriculture is huge, and and you can't kill the bees.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, where I lived in northwestern Montana, we had skeeters, but they weren't a problem. They weren't, it was, you might get a mosquito bite once a day if you're lucky. And we had ticks, but they weren't extreme.
Right.
And here in Wisconsin, yeah, it's bug hell for most people. See, I don't get bothered. Skeeters, I don't use skeeter spray or none of that crap. And I just brush them off. They usually don't ever bite me. And I haven't had a tick actually attach itself to me in, that would be about 4 years since the last one that tried to attach to me. Otherwise, I don't get ticks on me. Everybody wonders what the hell's wrong with him that he don't get ticks, I just don't. I don't know. It's got to be something in my metabolism or something.
I think it's exposure, because mosquitoes don't bother me. I grew up around them, millions of them, and
Yeah.
my kids can go out and get 2 bites and welt up like that big, and I get one little red dot here and there, off the same thing. I think you build up an immunity, but I did though, since I moved to North Carolina, and I lived in Montana a while too. But here in North Carolina, I had something wrong and I didn't know what it was. And I went to the doctor and he checked my blood and everything. And I had Lyme disease. And he said, you got bit by a tick. Did you find a tick on you? And I said, no, I don't know. I have a jungle around my house. We do a lot of landscaping and all that. I do. But he said, yeah. And he treated me for Lyme disease, but it was pre-stage 1. So, no damage or anything. And we took care of it. But a tick evidently bit me here, but it didn't cling to me.
Yeah. I've been so damn lucky when it comes to ticks. I've been I've been out in the woods with other folks, and God dang it, they're getting ticks attached to them all the time, and yeah. Now I don't know what it's called, but they got a pre-vaccination for ticks for Lyme's disease, but it's short-lived. It doesn't last very long, and our whole natural resource department at my office, the last tribe I worked for, yeah, that was routine. That the clinic there, that standing orders, any of the biologists come in there, they get their shot,
Yeah.
And we were lucky. We in all the 6 years I spent with them, we never had any positives. But yeah, those guys were coming in with ticks all the time. They're out there in the forest pounding around all day long. They're bound to run into some, but
Well, and it's just I was just so quote unquote lucky, because just because you get bit by a tick doesn't mean you get Lyme disease. You have to get bit by the right tick,
right, yeah, that's right,
and I got it, but I can tell you, it was a very melancholy thing for me. I mean, I felt like I was getting depressed. I didn't have any energy, and I thought, honestly, I'm over 50. I thought, man, I have low T or something. And I went in and he checked blood and everything. He said, man, you have Lyme disease.
My wife's grandmother, they didn't diagnose her with Lyme's disease until it was so advanced.
Yeah, that's bad.
She was one of the top people for St. Croix fishing rods. She hand wound all those fishing rods for St. Croix. She would do 75, 100 rods a day in her living room. She had this whole setup that those rods sat on, and she put all the eyes all hand wound, and she got that the pain in her hands was so bad from that Lyme's disease that she couldn't do it anymore. She just couldn't. She couldn't do it, and then I can't remember what it was they used, but some treatment, and she got that feeling out of her hands, so that at least she didn't have that pain in her hands anymore. But oh my God, it affected her liver.
Yep, liver, joint, spine, base of your neck.
Her spine, her neck was the worst.
Yep.
Yeah, she suffered with that for years.
I don't need any help with my liver at all. I need none.
Oh, you have one of those?
Barely.
Yeah, I think once you've pickled your liver, it stays pickled. You can't. Once you turn a cucumber into a pickle, you can't turn it back to a cucumber.
You can't unpickle it. Yeah, you'll have to excuse me because I'm really good at saying the wrong thing at the right time. Yeah. Yeah, though I had 6 St. Croix rods. Those 6 rods, just those 6 alone, were worth just shy of $3,000.
Wow.
And yeah, I had family allow their children access to them. I had my things stored at their home, and they allowed the children to have access to my belongings. And out of those 6 rods, 4 of them, the kids just left wherever they went fishing, and 2 of them were busted. And along with I figure it was a total of $8,000 worth of rods, reels, fishing tackle. Gone.
See, that's why I buy Shakespeare.
Gone.
I just use Shakespeare rods.
Oh, you should see the stuff I fish with now. Yeah. I was hoping that it was like in the old days. I went to Walmart and figured, well, I should be able to buy 4 or 5 rods for less than $100. Oh no, they don't have $15, $20 rod and reel sets anymore. Doggone it! What happened?
No,
God,
that little tiny Zebco with the little, like, you can get a blue or a pink or whatever. Hell, they're $30 now.
Yeah, little kid kits.
Yeah, little kid.
They're $26.
Yeah.
For a little kid's fishing rod. But God, I wish I had my rod bag in here. I'd show off. I've got a pen rod and reel. It's the size. It's just a little larger than a pen. I can carry it right in my shirt pocket with me, and the reel is tiny. Fits in my side pocket. So when I'm hiking, I can always have a rod and reel with me. And that little bastard extends to 3.5 feet. And I paid a little over $15 for it, and the thing is awesome to fish with. And I can catch up to about a 5-pound. It'll handle about a 5-pound fish. So, for pan fishing on the trail, just camping here and there, it's perfect. It's just perfect because I just throw both pieces in my backpack and don't even know they're there. And then I got a nice telescopic medium weight rod. That folds down. It's only 18 inches when it's all broke down. Then I got a good heavyweight for my walleye and northern fishing. But
do you remember those little old rods or reel thing that had a fold out?
The pocket fisherman.
Yeah,
the pocket fisherman.
They were about that long.
Yep.
I watched my grandfather catch probably about a 3.5-pound bass off one of those things. Now, he had it hung, and he said, "This isn't going to work." And he started running up the levee, and he just pulled the fish out of the water with it because there was, and we were down there trying to catch it, on the bank. But yeah, he just started running up the bank, and but yeah, he caught on a pocket fisherman.
Yep. I think I had 4 or 5 of them little pocket fishermen. I used to always throw a couple in the canoe when we were up in boundary waters because they were so small they didn't get in the way while you're paddling and canoeing, and I could just cast it off the side of the canoe, or I could jig with it. It was nice for jigging for Lakers and walleyes. As long as they didn't get over 4 or 5 pounds, you were
Yep.
safe with it.
Well,
But
he was trying to catch crappie, and he had a bobber with a weight and a hook, and he put a minnow on it, and he would let the line out and just throw it, like that, not even cast it.
right,
And then, but he hit a spot by a log, and a bass grabbed it,
yeah,
Oh, and there it was, that little rod, that
yeah, yeah. That I wonder if I'm going to have to do a little research, see if they even make anything close to them anymore. I bet you can find them on eBay, the original,
Oh,
but
I bet you probably
they
pay
probably
$100
want to
now.
if they're not making them because they're retro,
I just
But-
saw two on eBay. They're asking 400.
Yeah.
That was the thing with all the tackle I lost. Most of that tackle was circa 1930s and 40s. A lot of it was collector's tackle, worth $400 or $500 a couple of the lures.
I
And
mean, I always hated it when I paid $5 or $6 for a good bass lure and threw it and hung it in hung a treble in a freaking willow tree right away, and it's like, God dang it.
well, and that's what really pissed me off. I thought, well, okay, I lost all my gear. I'll just have to get enough gear to keep me happy, And I thought, no big deal. I'll go buy 4 or 5 rods, a nice assortment of rods, and I'll buy some tackle. I got looking at the price of tackle, and I'm going, I ain't paying $20 for a Rapala. Are you freaking kidding me? I used to buy them for $4.50 a piece. And I thought they were expensive at that time.
Hi.
Hi.
Phil's wife. Say hello, everybody. Hey,
Hi.
Brandon.
Where are my jammies? Hello.
Hi.
She's sliding. Hi, Connie.
See, somebody's smart enough getting their jammies. Call it a night.
I am in my jammies. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I
I'm done
wish
for
I was actually just kicking back.
Well, actually, I was on the porch getting soaked because I'm watching all these clouds. We got like 50-mile-an-hour winds going on out there.
Right.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Not
Jill
good.
clamped down the pool cover.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. You guys use my clamps, I'll be all rusty again.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, you get
Or that.
Well, would you rather have the $250 brand new pool cover flying across your yard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye, Connie.
Hi.
One or the other. Well, one or the other. Which would you prefer?
You can buy more clamps. It's worth it.
She's not so shy anymore now. Hello now.
Well, that was this spring, I'm out there cleaning up the yard and looking around the pool deck and whatnot. I'm like, oh, there's one of my nice clamps down there. It was underneath the snow. It's like, oh, there's another one. There's 2 of them. So now I got to go through and take some steel wool and some oil to them. But I haven't gotten around to it. It hasn't been a pressing issue because I've got other ones. But so I really haven't done anything with those. But
It takes a long time for them to rust all the way through. You have plenty of time.
Hey,
I do some wood projects where I got ones that are 4 foot long.
Mm-hmm.
They're not 4 foot; they're my length. So they're 6 foot long. Yeah.
hey, I came up with a good idea, and tomorrow I might even get to that stage where I can work on that. But I put that truck topper on top of my trailer, and I got to cut the ceiling out now. Well, every 2 feet there's a 1-inch square box steel support run through the roof, And I'm trying to figure out, well, now how in the hell am I going to actually mount that topper to the roof of the trailer? And I was digging through some stuff down in my truck today, and there's the topper clamps. And I'm going, oh shit. The whole outer edge of that topper rides right on an inch square steel piece of tubing, the full length of the trailer. I'm going, you clamp it on your damn pickup box. Why can't I clamp it on the damn trailer? Here I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have to drill 1,000 freaking holes and bolt that son of a bitch down. And then the light came on. I got a box that's got 24 awesome C-clamps, good heavy C-clamps in it. I can put 6 of them down each side of that topper. And then I've got 2 real heavy C-clamps can go up in the nose of it to clamp it. So, bitch, I just clamping that thing on. I ain't drilling no damn holes. What the hell? I this awesome thick rail pad that's going underneath it for the seal all the way around. And then I've got this metal covered, it's tin covered tar tape that's about 8 inches wide, and it's flashing is what it is. Yeah, you know, you can use it for flashing like around bent pipes on the roof of a house and that. And you don't nail it down. That shit, that adhesive on there, don't get it stuck to you because you're taking skin off with it. And I'm just going to put that all the way around the outside of that topper as flashing all the way around. Hell, it's going to take me at least twice as long just to cut the tin out of that roof than what it's going to take me to bolt that whole damn topper down. So I'm thrilled. I thought this was going to be a bitch of a job, but ain't going to be so bad.
Well, that's good.
It's going to be a pretty funky looking trailer though with that topper on it.
Like Sanford himself.
You had to post that damn song on Facebook, you ass.
Which
yeah, yeah.
You spin my head right round.
Don't go there.
Yeah, it was actually, it was on Nuke Chili's that I posted that, I believe. And then I took it down after like an hour. No one had commented or anything on it. I thought maybe this isn't the place, and I just took it. Well, it just had a big G for like Google. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Right.
So
right. It didn't draw a lot of attention. But yeah, I clicked on it. I think I gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I just took it down and thought, well, maybe it's just, you know, no one's paying attention to it, so I just took it down. So
there you go, Hunt for Heat.
That's like 3 days in a row or 4 days in a row that song's been stuck in my head. I think it's telling that.
Yeah, Hunt for Heat, that screen house. I've been getting a lot of private messages, people going, where do I get one of those? And the blah blah. They're going, Jesus, all you do is pop them sides out in the roof and it's stake it to the ground. Well, yeah, and each wall has a nice heavy strap that you can run a tie out, so you can have 5 tie outs on it. And that bugger don't even wiggle when you put 5 tie outs out. That thing is awesome. And we got it on sale for $180. They're usually between $200, $220 for one. And then the side panels are an add-on. They're $60 for 5 side panels. But last year, I mean, I rode out some huge storms. I had a couple of nasty hailstorms that actually left dents in vehicles. And that screen house, it didn't hurt the screen house at all. I sat in the screen house filming hailstorms out the front door. And the damn thing stayed bone dry. It's so quick, and to take it down is just awesome. You just pull the stakes out of it and just go around and push the sides in, and then it drops down, and you just got the dome of the roof, and you just reach to the center of the roof and push it down, and it pops down, and the whole thing just folds up. It's about maybe a foot around when it's all folded up. And I just use a couple of bungee cords to hold it together, and you can throw it in the trunk of a car. You can throw it in the back seat. Yeah, you can't beat it. It's the neatest little screen house, and I told you what I said we paid for it. Well, actually, running water, that's what he paid for it. He paid $240 for the whole thing. And he's such a good kid. He used it once. And then he said, he says, Dad, if you want to use that going when you go camping, go ahead. Well, I'm out on the road. I got no use for it. He says, and then you can just bring it to me when I'm home. I said, yeah, okay. So I started using it last summer. I ended up using it the whole damn year. And then he says, do you want to buy that? And I go, well, yeah, I suppose. I said, it's used. So he gave it to me for $100. Ain't I terrible? Well, yeah, I'd be interested in buying it, but it's, it is used. It's got quite a bit of use on it, Yeah. Yeah. So I got it for $100, so I told him, I said, yeah, you got to be a little more careful with your purchasing. I mean, $240 for something you're only going to use for about 3 days. Oh, yeah. And
I know Ann's not in the chair, but she's in the chat.
Boy, she's talking. She's talking. She's putting her 2 cents in.
Ann, are you pooping?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Try to take the puppy outside.
Yeah.
To poop.
Is that what you call it these days? Take the puppy outside?
Take the puppy outside, yep.
Yep. No matter which one's actually going. Yeah. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta take the puppy out. The
Bounty's doing right now, taking the puppy out.
Yep.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I have a refrigerator right over there, so I have to see. I was about empty. I want no hesitation, so I had to get another one.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want any hesitation.
Now,
Yeah.
see, she comes back with the puppy to prove that it was actual puppy outside.
Here's my puppy.
That is the cutest little freaking dog, though.
Hey, unfree. More Assassin's Creed tonight, eh?
It looked like a little Rottweiler. What is that?
Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Leona.
Yeah.
He loves some
up.
man.
I want to kiss you all over.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Lihat. Need some love. Yeah.
All right, she's fulfilled. Here we go. Time to go back to the stream.
Yeah.
Frenching that dog again. Yeah, I have to French somebody. Fuck's sake.
What kind of dog is it?
No tongues. No tongues. No.
What kind of
I
dog is
didn't
that?
put my tongue out there. I didn't do that. No, that's nasty. But yeah, no.
Dog's cleaner than ours.
And
What?
what kind of dog is that?
Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Staffordshire.
Everybody's trouble with that. Oh my god. It's like a pit bull, just smaller.
Oh, stop up your booty. Yeah.
Staffordshire, that's in England, Staffordshire. That place,
Okay.
Staffordshire. And you got the bull and you got the terrier.
Teddy.
Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Oh,
There you go.
there. It looked like a Rottweiler.
Well, yeah, it has the mark of a Rottweiler, and they are really popular, but it's few of them. So yeah, there you go, Staffordshire. Yeah,
Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
yeah, but we don't
okay.
say that over here, Phil.
Just
I'm
so you
not-
don't pronounce it right over there.
American. I'm not an American person.
If
You know?
that's the way it's spelled, then that's the way it's pronounced. Just because you don't pronounce
Not in England.
Hey, if they can
Not-
pronounce 40 chord the way they do, then the
Yeah.
spelling doesn't freaking matter anyway.
And
Well,
in
what-
England, you don't say that.
One thing I
Spelling
know
doesn't
for
matter?
sure. One thing I know for sure is Bill's other brother. He'd say, "I can pronounce that. It dog. Yeah, dog.
Dog.
I can say that. That's dog. That's a dog. I seen
dog.
dogs before. It's one of them kind of dogs.
Yeah.
What kind of dog is that? That's the wolf kind.
Oh, yeah, the kind of go woof.
Yeah, that's more easy to say to you guys. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Andy,
Phil and I, we got together one day. We were taking a walk through town, and we looked in this alley, and there's a big ass Doberman pincher in there, and it's sitting there and it's licking its jewels, you know.
What the hell are you talking
And
about?
I looked at Phil and I go, "Oh my God, look at that dog's licking his nuts." Phil goes, "I see that," and I said, "Don't you wish you could do that?" And Phil said, "Fuck yes, but I think that dog will bite me."
Yep.
He probably will. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will, Phil. Unless you're wearing the mankini.
Right? I just make it too easy.
Maybe you get fucked then. No, sorry. That was.
What?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Nothing.
I didn't
Nothing.
say anything. I didn't say anything, even though you heard me.
No, I just said fuck it. Yeah. No.
Oh, close to 900. Cool. We got another person getting close to 1,000 club there.
Who? What's a hootsa?
Scratch and go.
Yeah, picked up. You picked them up, you know. Phil, you got.
I have scratching bow.
I have scratching bow.
I'm pretty sure I do too. I'm gonna check though.
And Bourbon Bounty. If you type something in chat, maybe he can pick you up if you don't have him or her. Him. It's a him. I don't know about
I'm
you.
going to type something in the chat. I am typing
Something.
You're more than welcome there,
Yeah, I
Scratch
know.
and go. I don't mind.
863.
the chat. There, I
You're
typed
close.
something in the chat.
Mm-hmm. There you go. He is a him. Yeah.
He's a him.
Yeah, I was pretty sure about it, but yeah, I have to like think a little bit sometimes. Yeah, I'm busy is scratching his tickets there.
And I see my comment. There.
I see your comment. So, even Mike, are you coming up or are you just sitting there and scratch your balls? He's afraid because he's shade.
There's 21 people watching, and you have 35 likes. Let me go on ahead and like this. Now you have 36 likes.
Are you that kind?
Well, you know, I want to be among the popular group. I just have to make sure that, you know. Hey, I didn't realize the reason I didn't know I was on Sty's channel last night, Ann, is because I had not subscribed to Sty.
Oh,
Really?
I did that tonight because I was like, what the frick? Because you
Yeah.
know, you hang out with people and Samantha and Get Her Done Granny and all
I'll
that.
tell you
Sty's on here,
what. I'll tell you what, the nerve of some people, they come up here, sit on my panel, don't even subscribe to me. Yeah, we're gonna come on in and we're gonna eat. You know, that's like that guy that
I'm
shows up to a
subscribed
wedding
now.
reception, doesn't even know the bride and groom. You know,
Well,
but I heard the food's good.
that is why I was
I'll become
giving
friends with them after dinner.
I was shocked. I was like, I looked up Sty North and it was like Big Red subscribe, and I'm like, what? And
No,
so
I figured that
I
out because
hit
I never seen you in here. That's why I gave you Sty's link.
hmm
So yeah,
Well, yeah, and I saw him over at Spicy's, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's never been here. That is why I sent him the link to the channel last night.
Yeah, and because I look and I'm subscribed to so many, and I try to keep up. And when I see the red onlines, I click on them, and and all that, or live stream, and that's why I was like, I don't think I've been here before. I thought,
Hey, yeah, hunt for heat. Someone that poops in your bathroom but doesn't flush when they come to visit. Yeah, that. And then I tell you what, I've told a couple of couples that came to our house to visit. No, we always had a really nice guest room for company, and some couples you just know them well. They weren't in the house 5 minutes, and I'd say, yeah, we'll show you where your room is. And and by the way, any sex in this frickin' house, you take those sheets home with you, wash them, and return them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ain't washing your sex sheets. And no,
No,
you want to do that shit in my house, you take those sheets with you, take them home, wash them, then return them.
no, you will not get them back if I do that.
Or they'd be all shredded up, all tore up anyway. Yeah, I'd just show you where the garbage is,
Also,
And
the cat
doesn't
noises
remember
coming out of there,
toenails, so
screaming, the damn headboard banging against the wall. I forgot to bolt that sumbitch to the wall.
It will be nothing left when I'm done.
Yeah.
Do they have?
All night I'd be telling the ex-wife, guess we're remodeling the bedroom. Anne's doing all the demolition work in there tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. I broke 2 beds. I've done something right before, but yeah.
I done something right.
I feel hard. Well, that's
Mike
something.
wants to know if the sheets have to be folded. Yes.
That's many years ago. Fuck it. Ah.
Oh yeah, that's that. Yeah, once they've been told, when they leave, you go in the room to get the room prepped for the next time you have company, and you see the sheets are gone. You go, yeah, we know why they look so tired this morning. Yeah.
Isn't that just natural courtesy, though, if you're going to spend the night at someone else's house, to not have sex? Unless of course you hook up at their house. You're not a married couple. You actually happen to hook up with someone and spend the night.
Well, it depends. If everybody in the house is drunk, including the host, all bets are off. I mean,
Things happen, if you're horny, you're horny. Like, you do it.
You notice I'm not saying nothing. The conversation's getting good. I'm listening. So is Granny. She just listened. She's like, wild bunch, boy. You know what's really freaking embarrassing? It was within the first year that I was married. Wife and I went to this kind of cheap hotel, 2-story job. We got a room up on the upper floor. Sure as hell had one of them vibrating beds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I kept telling her, we're going to turn that sumbitch on tonight. I want to see what one of them is like. Holy shit, by 9 o'clock that night, that whole fucking motel was shaking. And I hadn't even started ours yet. I mean, it's no shit. You walk out the door and you're like on a walkway. It's open outdoors, You walk out there and the rail's going. The whole fucking motel's shaking.
California?
That's actually, it was in Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those hotels that had each door was a different color.
Oh, that kind.
You pay by the hour?
I had an executive secretary that I felt bad because I had to fire. my executive secretary does all my travel arrangements, right? Well, she was a new gal, and she was properly trained by the gal that was leaving the position, and and I knew she was properly trained. I had to be in a good hotel. If I'm going to Reno, I'm staying at the Gold Nugget. If I'm going to Vegas, usually I stayed at the Flamingo. Oh, she got me a sweet deal in Reno, right? I got you into a different hotel. I said, it better be nice, boy. It better be a nice hotel. I get to fucking Reno, and I
Mhm.
get in a cab, and I give the guy the address. He goes, there's no hotel there. I said, there better be a goddamn hotel there. I said, prepaid for that frickin' place. It better be there. And he goes, yeah, you got to have the address wrong. I handed him the hotel confirmation. He looks at it and he hands it back to me. He goes, I'll take you there, but there ain't no hotel there. Well, he gets me there and he goes, oh my God. He says, actually, that address is down this alley. I go, down this alley? He goes, yeah, it's right down this alley. Goes down that alley. And this hotel is just a block and a half away from the Golden Nugget, right? It's totally building locked down the end of an alley. And it's a horseshoe shaped hotel surrounded by these big high rises all around it. It's like an oasis in a desert kind of thing.
Mm.
I get back there and all it is fucking motorcycles and hookers.
Yeah, that's a great hotel.
And the hotel manager is sitting behind about 3.5 inches of bulletproof glass, and he's got a slide out fucking drawer to do business with you. I walked up there and I go, is this hotel? And I stuck that piece of paper and he looks at it and he goes, yep. And I said,
Yep.
which room will I be in? And he goes, right up there. You see where them 6 bikers are standing? And I go, yeah. And he goes, the door right behind them. You see that door? That's your room. I said, what the fuck are they doing in front of my room? He goes, you ask them. I said, I don't know if I'll ever get my money back, but you son of a bitch, I ain't staying here, man. I ain't staying here. And he laughed and he goes, oh, I understand. He says, just by the looks of you, yeah, you probably wouldn't want to stay here. He says, you won't sleep if you do. And I said, well, how much of my money am I going to get back? I said, I'm sure you're going to keep a hell of a big chunk of it. He goes, oh, no, we're keeping it all. I said, oh, fuck yourself. I went to the Gold Nugget and I asked them if they had a room, and they said, actually, no, we don't. And I said, son of a bitch, will you let me check my bags? And if you have a room that comes available, let me know. And they said, yeah, we'll page you if a room comes available. But they said, we doubt it. It won't be tonight. I said, well, just let me know. I'll be out on the casino floor or something. I went on a casino floor and I played this 5-decker slot. And it was a $20 slot. I dropped $20 tokens in it, hit the old spin, and then level started jacking up, and boom, it hit. And I hit $3,800. They cash me out, and I go up to the front desk. And the guy at the front desk saw where I was playing. And I go walking up, and he goes, well, he says, I've got good news. A room just became available. Yeah, $250 a night, but it was a room.
Yep.
It wasn't that Skid Row hotel. And I did get a cheaper room the next day. I got one that was like $100 and a quarter or something a night. But yeah, shit, that was and when I called my secretary and I said, you would not believe where the fuck you sent me. And I took some pictures of that Skid Row hotel. And I told her, I said, we're going to have a long talk when I get back. And she got kind of cocky with me about it. And I said, "Oh, no. You don't work for me. I'm sorry. You just don't. No, you don't get it. When I travel, I want a nice, clean, secure place to stay.
Yeah,
I
safe.
travel in
I
the
mean, safe.
armpit cities. I don't want to be staying in none of the dregs. I stayed in one in South Chicago, and I shit you not, I slept on the floor.
Mm.
There were so many goddamn gunshots going off that night around that hotel. I just no way in hell was I going to sleep up on the bed. I'm sleeping on the floor.
We took a cruise out of Miami one time, and half the people wanted to drive down. So we were like, "Yep, we're not driving down. We're just going to go down and whatnot." And we were going out of Miami. They found some cheap hotel in Miami, and they got down there. Of course, all the rooms smelt of cigarette smoke and everything else, even though they were non-smoking now.
Oh yeah.
And two of the 3 or 4 rooms they had bullet holes in the door.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
Yep.
So big old metal door.
Don't fix the bullet hole. Don't put some duct tape over it. Just leave it.
They said it was right there. It didn't go all the way through. It was dented on the other side. There were actually bullet holes in the door.
Yep.
Yeah, they probably would have fixed it if it went all the way through.
Well, we had I
there.
I stayed one in a rough neck of the woods in Chicago where the middle of the night I hear somebody yelling and pounding on a door and then I heard them saying, "You open that damn door up or I'm going to shoot." And I thought, "Oh shit, here we go." And I'm kind of looking through the curtain out there and here's this big fella out there and he reached in his pocket and he pulled out and I knew right away it might be a 25 or a 32 auto little pea shooter. And he goes bang, 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 bang into that door. And all of a sudden, right through my room wall, I hear, "Kaboom!" And that big bastard was running like a son of a bitch across the parking lot. Whoever was on the other side of the door had a much bigger gun. I said, "Holy shit, you guys." Yeah, I didn't sleep that night at all. I sat in the bathroom all night reading a book because the bathroom was concrete wall on one side. And I thought that's probably the safest room in the motel room. That's why I got to the point where no. If I'm traveling, I don't care what it costs me. I'm staying someplace nice, man.
What's up, Sherry Watson?
Hey, Sherry. Good to see you, Texas girl. Yeah, laugh my ass off. Not cheap in Miami. Nope, don't do it. It's like cheap in Detroit. Nope, not happening. It's any major city. Any major city. Cheap is not smart. Is not smart. Yeah. That's why I don't even, because my career is over. I won't stay in a big city anymore. I'll stay way the hell out in the suburbs somewhere. Yeah. I'm gonna make damn sure I'm way away from any of it.
Yeah, I'll stay at Marriott.
I used to love. I used to stay at the Palms every time I went to Chicago. About every other month during my 26 years. About every other month I was in Chicago. I had to go to the Federal Building down there. Usually I had to spend 3 to 5 days. And I always stayed at the Palms. That was sweet. I could come down out to the hotel lobby and I could walk half a block over and go right down Michigan. There was an awesome Chinese restaurant down there, and there was a great steakhouse down there, and there was a blues club they had some of the biggest damn bouncers I ever seen. And you felt safe in that little district and staying in a nice sweet hotel up on the 45th floor looking out over the Navy Pier. Yeah. That's, to me, that's comfortable Chicago. Well, plus I was only about 5 blocks from the Shields museum, so I could go to the museum. I could go down on the pier. Yeah, that's a sweet spot. The rooms were a little spendy, $185 a month for government price. So non-government's probably about $240 a night. But yeah, the rooms are sweet.
I work for a 10 billion annual revenue insurance company. They can afford whatever room I want.
And
Makes it better, right?
Yeah, I just book it. They okay it. It's my budget. I mean, I have to submit, but
well, that was for me. I could stay anywhere I wanted. I could pick wherever I wanted to stay, and what the government would only pay the government rate, but my employer picked up the difference.
yeah.
So and the employer could have easily picked up the whole tab. I mean, yeah. Just my department's annual budget was and that was what 20 I think I had 24 people in that department. Our annual budget was like $60,000-$70,000 shy of $1 million a year. So it wasn't as if we couldn't afford to stay where it's nice, you know.
Here's the deal though. I work for National General Holdings Corporation, which is NGHC on the stock exchange. 10 billion annual revenue insurance conglomerate. And I give them my military ID and my AARP card number. But I don't care because when the internal travel agency books me, they will use whatever discount they can to book it, and which I don't give a shit. You know, I just give them all my numbers and everything. But I don't feel bad about booking a $430 a night room. I mean, I'll book what the hell ever, but I book depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing. If it's in the same hotel, I book that room. If that's not available, I book the one next to it. You know, and I try to book early, but I mean, you know, if it comes out a little more than what we thought, whatever. I mean, that's squabbling over bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
Nickel and diamond. There's going to be no nickel and diamond.
Yeah. Well, all the trips I took into DC, I only had 2 trips to DC where I stayed at the Ramada Renaissance, just right on the hill, you know. Well, it's a great hotel, but a cup of coffee, and that doesn't include refills. A cup of coffee is $8.50. Back in the 1990s and early 2000s, was $8.50 for a cup of coffee. So it wasn't cheap to stay there. It was comfortable. It was nice location, walking distance. I could get up on the hill just in a short stroll. And twice I stayed there. But what I got tired of was I'd like to go out in the evenings, take a walk, watching all the cops chasing the bums off of the park benches. And then in the mornings, I go for an early morning walk, and the bums come back, of course, after it's dark. And then they're chasing them all off in the morning. For the first 2 hours that the sun's up, the cops are out there chasing them off all the park benches. And you got all the city crews out there picking up all the newspapers they used for blankets last night. And the atmosphere outside of the hotel sucked. Well, somebody had told me, you should try the Channel Inn. And I said, the Channel Inn? And they said, yeah. And so I looked it up online, and I'm going, oh, wow, that's a sweet hotel. It's an old sucker, boy, but fully redone. But they didn't, in a sense, they didn't modernize it. They just restored it. So it was like brand new from 1900, you know. Beautiful hotel. And it's right on the Potomac. You can get rooms looking out over the Potomac. It was awesome. and it was only a 10-minute taxi ride to the hill. So I thought, I'll try it. So I had my secretary make my reservations and shit. I fly in, get dropped off out front of that hotel. I don't notice nothing, right? I just walk in there, walk right up to the desk. This young fella, he's looking at me kind of funny, and he goes, "Can I help you, sir?" And I go, "Well, yeah." And I handed him my reservation confirmation and said, "Yeah, I've got a room here." And he goes, "Oh, no, really?" And I go, "Well, yeah, I prepaid for it. Yes, I got a room here." He goes, "Could you hold on for a second?" And he gets on the phone. I could tell he's calling manager. Manager comes out to the desk and he goes, "Can I help you, sir?" And I go, "I'm just trying to check in. I prepaid for a room. I'm just trying to get checked in." And he goes, "Are you sure you have the right hotel?" I said, "Would you type it into your computer? You'll see. I'll pop up." And that young guy's on the computer, and he looks at the manager. He goes, "Yeah, sir. He is. Yeah, he's got a room. He's prepaid." And that guy goes, "It's just that we don't get folks like you here." I go, "Like me? What? I mean, what is so different about me?" And he goes, "Have you actually looked around?" And I looked around the lobby, and there's folks all over the place. I'm going, "What?" And he goes, he leans over, and he was polite about it. He goes, "Do you see any white folks?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "This is really this is the upper middle class black neighborhood here in DC. We don't get white folks staying in this hotel." He says, "I can't remember the last time." I said, "Well, one of us is shit out of luck." And I said, "I hope it's not me because I need a room." And he goes, "You don't mind staying here?" I said, "Well, why the hell would I?" And he goes, "Who are you here representing?" And I said, "Well, the Lake Superior Band of Chippewa Indians." And he goes, "Indians? Native Americans? Indians, you mean?" I said, "What the hell kind of Indians do you think I mean?" "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, well, let's get his room all set up." All of a sudden, I was totally welcome. And I found out, talking to him later, he was just concerned really for me, that I wouldn't be comfortable because some of his other guests might be like, "What's he doing here? You don't belong here." But I was treated like $1,000,000. Treated like $1,000,000. They had the best blues club down in the basement of the hotel you ever seen. I went down there. I bought one drink that night. Otherwise, I went back to my room. Well, two guys helped me, but
Yeah.
and I only bought one drink. I mean, everybody was so friendly, so kind, and I stayed there a total of 17 times. Total of 17 times I stayed in that hotel. It was the sweetest hotel I ever stayed in. The staff were so polite and kind. The other guests were friendly, and I never had a bad thing ever said to me. And yeah, once they realized that I wanted to be there, all was cool with them. Everything was cool with them. They just wanted to know, why is he here? Well, I like your hotel, and it's close to where I gotta be. And yeah, hell, what's wrong with me staying here? I didn't have somebody say, "Oh my God, get him out of the pool." We can't have him in the pool. I didn't have none of that shit kind of go on or nothing. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. That was one of my better experiences in my career, was staying at the Channel Inn. It was awesome. And I'd look out my window and I'd see just down the block from them was a huge fish market. Man, you could go down to that fish market, get all this fresh fish, and they package it up with dry ice and ship it back home for me. And my ex-wife, she was wondering, what in the hell are these big containers showing up at the house here? It's full of seafood, you know. I was buying it at that big seafood market right next. And they were all upper middle class or higher folks in that neighborhood. They were all working people, all working people. It was neat. It was pretty neat. And then you hear all this stuff that's going on in the country today. I sure the hell hope they're not doing it down by the Channel Inn. Stay the hell away from there. Don't burn nothing on that stretch. That's a neat place,
Hunt
man.
for Heat, talking about cheap in Louisville. I stayed in a hotel in downtown Louisville. I won't do that no more. And while I was there, I mean, the hotel was in the middle of it, just garbage. I'm talking about garbage. And there was a all white, like square dance club or country dance club or whatever. They came in at the hotel down there, and I would just went down to get a drink because when I stay at a hotel, I try to find the bar. And they're like, "Oh, sir, this is a private event," and I said, "What? I can't buy a beer?" And they're like, "Well." And they're being all ginger about it and acting like it's some big deal. And they said, "Well, you have to pay a cover charge to get in." And I said, "Well, what's cover charge?" And they said, "It's $10." And I went, "Here's 20. Let me in." And I go in, and but the area I was in Louisville, and again, cheap in Louisville is okay as long as you know what area you're in. I don't know what area I was in, but it was not. It was, yeah, it was maybe, I don't know. I don't remember Hunt for Heat, but it was in the middle, and looking out the windows and everything. It was not a good area. And I tried to eat dinner that night, and I went to a McDonald's because it was the only thing there right across the street. And somebody threatened to shoot somebody for not getting their order right there in McDonald's. And
A gunfight over
I don't know,
McDonald's.
but
That's bad.
I haven't stayed there again.
Yeah, the big. I used to always, people would say, "Where are you traveling to now, Sty?" Yeah, I got to go back to the big shitty. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of how New Orleans is. We went down there a couple years ago, and we stayed, just down the street from Bourbon Street and whatnot. And in the mornings you go down the streets, and there'd be bums, if you want to call them, people laying in the streets, all covered up. Now of course, then it was probably in the 50s overnight, so it wasn't real cold, but people were chilly and whatnot. And the same way coming home at night, during the daytime, they'd be up walking around doing whatever. But hotel there was a nice, decent place. But yeah, I grew up pretty sheltered, where I live in, in Michigan as a kid. So, I was first experienced a lot of that stuff when I was in the military. You go to other countries, and suddenly you see what what they talk about, a third world country or whatnot is.
Mm-hmm.
When people would live in white buildings with bars over the windows and things like that. You see a lot of crazy stuff. And that's just, for some people, that's just the way they grew up. That's the way they live. That they don't know no better.
It's normal, yeah.
And then you realize, just even our own country, how good that some of us have it.
Oh yeah.
I'm truly grateful for everything I've got, for sure.
Yeah. To me, downtowns in any major city, anywhere within that metro, to me is a place to be from and a place to go to and get the hell out of there as soon as you can. I mean, but for the folks that live there, it's the norm for them.
Yeah.
That to them, that's life. That's just life. In fact, for a while, we used to take kids from Chicago and we'd bring up here to central Wisconsin when we had a farm downstate. And I had agreed with this. It's like a mission, I had agreed to host 4 kids in the summer, and they'd haul these kids up to our farm, drop them off, and to watch these kids jump out of the van. And we had geese and chickens and goats, and I had a couple of harness ponies and a couple of horses. And we had a milk cow and a beef steer. Them kids, we got out of that van. And this one kid, he gets out and he saw this little goat that we had. And he goes, "Oh my God, that's the biggest fucking rat I've ever seen." I was on the ground rolling. I tried to explain that ain't a rat. That's a goat. That's a goat. He looks at me just serious. And this kid's about 11 years old. And he goes, "The fuck it is." And I thought, yeah, he's going to be the fun one out of the bunch. And he was. He wanted to ride everything. He goes, "Look at the horse." And it was a little Shetland pony I had, but it was a mean son of a bitch. And nobody would go near it except me. And it was a good harness pony, but boy, that son of a bitch will kick you, bite you, do anything it can to kill you. That kid go beelines across the front yard. And what's he do? He jumps right on the back of that Shetland. Oh, that Shetland gave him a hell of a ride. Took him through a bunch of sticker bushes and shit. And then once he finally got the kid off his back, he's going after the kid, trying to stomp him to death. And I was laughing so hard. And then this one young guy goes, "Oh, ducks." And there were 2 boys and 2 girls in that group. And the girls go, "Oh, ducks." And they're following this kid. And all of a sudden I realized, I ain't got no ducks. Oh shit, he thinks the geese are ducks. Sure enough, that kid jumped in the pen with them 2 big African geese that were standing there, and they tore him a new one. But it was so funny how those kids would tell us how great of a culture shock it was for them to see farm animals and to be outdoors. It's all grass. And they thought we were lying to them. They'd say, "Whose yard? All that grass there, whose is that?" "Well, that's ours." I had 24 acres, timber on it, and pasture for the horses and the big yard. And they're all, "Well, how much do you own?" And I showed them. "Come on, guys, we'll go for a walk. I'll show you the property, and you'll see the fence. Stay inside the fence." Walk around that whole 24 acres, and they're going, "No, there's no way that you own all of this." They're going, "This is 2 city blocks." Yeah.
Hell, I own 10 acres, and that was 2 city blocks.
And they're
4 city
thinking,
blocks.
they're thinking, well, we live in little apartments and a high rise, and there's no grass. It's all blacktop and concrete.
Oh, there's grass.
Yeah. There ain't no grass unless you knock on the neighbor's door and you got $100 bill. So yeah,
That's the good grass.
yeah, they don't raise the grass down there. Yeah, but it was amazing the culture shock with those kids, and when they, we did that we did 3 years. It was sad because every one of them kids were in tears when they had to go home. "I don't want to go home. Can't we stay here, live with you?" "No, you can. No, you're here to visit." And we would have them for 1 month. And boy, they did not want to go home. They didn't want to go home. That one kid that said, "That's the biggest fucking rat I've ever seen." We caught Lena was the name of that little goat. And also we heard the van driver just having a fit. And also we see Lena come flying out of the van. That little bastard was trying to steal the goat. He said, "Oh, I want to take Lena home." He said, I could put her in the alley next to our house And he said all the winos would be just running off, thinking the goddamn rats. That one's 4 times the size of any other rats. You know? I said, "Yeah, you're evil, you little shit." Yeah, that kid had such a mouth on him, but he buddied up with the priest. Just next to my property, across the street, was a big Roman Catholic church, and this little cusser, he buddied up with the priest, and Father John was just. Well, he was a character. That I know why he was in that town. Diocese wouldn't put him anywhere else, you know. And I think he was there to be punished, you know. But him and that kid, boy, they buddied right up, and yeah. And that kid talked to that priest just the way he would talk to me. Blankety blank 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 all the time. That kid. I remember telling him at dinner one night, he was cussing away, and I said, "What did I tell you? You go ahead and cuss all you want when you're outside. You're in the house, you're in my house, you keep them cuss words to yourself. What comes out of the kid's mouth? Oh, Sty, I'm sorry, I fucking forgot."
Yep.
You know, when and the thing is that helped me learn to it. Yeah. It is a different culture those kids live in, and that's commonplace. That language is just common language to them. They don't even recognize that they're actually cussing. You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, what is it anyway? I mean, it's words. It's enunciation of vowels and syllables. I mean, you know, really, we make it dirty.
That's it. Yeah, you know, what meaning do you attach to it?
Yeah, we society makes it bad. I mean, fuck it. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, you know, what's
that's
that,
like
Granny?
That's like Ann saying bucket. It's just cute. It's just
so
cute.
cute.
It is not nasty. It's nothing. It's just cute.
It's just too cute.
Yep.
Yeah. Kimberly's laughing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's, you know, my pop was the chief of police. He was the first and last chief of police in the town I grew up in. And he was quoted on the front page of the Minneapolis Star and Tribune because they tagged there were 3 communities, and ours sat in the center, but 3 communities that were kind of attached to each other. And all 3 of them were rather small communities. But we were right on the edge of Minneapolis, not just outside of Minneapolis, about 20-minute drive. And some organization, you know, they did a study, blah, blah, blah. And they rated our 3 communities as the 3rd highest delinquency rate in the state. Well, the city council was asking my father at a council meeting, and the place was packed. Their city council meetings, almost everybody in town showed up to them. They asked my father, they said, "Why are our kids such bad kids?" And he went ballistic on them. He said, "How dare you call the kids of this community bad kids?" He said, "There ain't a single bad kid in this community." He says, "The blame all lies on their parents." He says, "Don't you dare tag these kids. Tag their parents." He said that you can't blame these kids for being what they are when their parents brought them up that way. And I can remember our town it got to the point where we never had shit for crime in our town. Kids were well behaved. the adults found out, yeah, my pop would go give them a grown-up spanking if their kids got out of line, because he always felt, hey, if you can't control your kids, then somebody needs to teach you a thing or two, you know. And yeah, we had a nice community after that. But yeah, everybody back then, everybody's going, yeah, damn right, you know. You're always blaming the kids. Look at it, his drunk dad that some bitch only works once every 3 months, and you know nobody controlling the kids, you know, and you want to blame the kids. That's crazy. Yeah.
So hunt for heat. I think we went over this before. I was at Yokota Air Base in Japan for 4 years. I'm pretty sure hunt for heat was probably somewhere in Japan on a military base.
She
Good
was
to see
in
you. Rules.
Okinawa. No, that was Phil.
Is it Okinawa?
Wasn't you in Okinawa too?
Not
Oh, there's
me.
the
I
fucking
was up
size.
on mainland. I think
Yeah,
Phil
Okinawa.
was. Phil, weren't you in Okinawa?
Yeah, I spent I spent my first year in the Marine Corps in Okinawa, and then I went back after a year and a half for another 6-month tour. So yeah, I spent a good portion of my time in the Marine Corps over there in Okinawa. Matter of fact, when I got over there, you know, I went right from boot camp to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, to learn artillery training. So they do all the Marine Corps training on the Army base out in Fort Sill. And right from there, you know, they sent us home for 10 days. I had to go out to and got shipped out to Okinawa. So, you know, for a young man, 18 years old, you know, it was a big culture shock, you know, going to
Oh yeah.
a Jap. You mean on base, it's one thing, you know, but once you got out, you know, the guys were like, hey, you need to come with us to go here. You need to come with us to go there. And you go out to these places and, you know, you get off base and, you know, it's a different world,
Yep.
you know? Yep.
Yeah, I was at Yokota. You know, of course, we were just north of Tokyo. Um, but yeah, I had a translator assigned to me when I got there because I was working with Japanese nationals and everything on base. And the translator, she, you know, first thing, she's like, "What would you like to do?" And I said, "You know, I was a country fucking bumpkin. I came from Arkansas, joined the military. I went through boot camp, went to Colorado to learn some comms shit, and I spent a year in Montana. But when you spend a year in Montana, it's like not going anywhere because there's nobody fucking around. And I was working missiles, and then I went from there to Japan, and I said, I want to try sushi.
All right.
And, you know, because I had read some things about Japan, I wanted to freaking
For
try
sure.
sushi. I'd never had sushi. So she takes me out to eat sushi, and it's a rotating sushi bar, and the plates have different colors on them. They have the rims of the plates are like blue flowers, pink flowers, green flowers, whatever. And there's a chart that shows how much yen each plate costs. And she said, what you do is you grab a plate, and whatever the color is, that's how much it costs on that little chart thing. And we were eating sushi, and she was telling me ordering stuff and all that. And then when we went to leave, she said, when we go to leave, we carry our plates up to the front, and that's where you pay. And they count your plates up, and they charge you by the color. So we're sitting there, and I'm just gorging myself on sushi. And I hear a bunch of chatter going on between her and the guy behind the thing, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And we get up to leave, and I go to grab my plates up, and she's like,
Hey,
no, no,
Blake.
no, it's okay. And I'm like, what? We're supposed to pay. She goes, no, it's okay. Come on, come on, go, 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 go. And she's pushing me out of the sushi bar. And she's like, and the guy's like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," you know, and I don't understand what the hell anybody's saying. And we leave and we go to the car, and I'm like, but we didn't pay. And she goes, don't worry. And I said, but what? We just walked out of a sushi bar and didn't pay. She goes, that's my father.
Oh,
So her
Wow.
dad was a sushi chef. And I said, but what were y'all talking about? And she said, he said, never bring you back here again. You eat too much.
Don't bring him back. No.
But I did go back, and every time I'd go back, I would kind of add it up in my mind, and I'm thinking that's about $50. And when I would go to pay, it would be like $20 because he was cutting me, a deal
Cut your deals. Yeah.
because his daughter worked for me. So I went there a bunch.
Yeah, I think we mostly ate when we went out in town. I was never a big sushi person. I never liked raw fish. I was never really a big cooked fish. As a kid, I considered myself a kid when I went in the Marine Corps. My idea was of fish was baked cod, stuff you get from Long John Silver's and the fish fries at the American Legion, all and crap like that. So, but we ate a lot of the street food. You'd be out there, you'd have a couple of OBs, Oriental Brewing, or a couple San Miguel's out there and whatnot. And you'd be looking for something to eat. Yeah, you'd be doing the street food stuff. So chicken on a stick and all sorts of different things that they would yakitori.
Oh,
There you go, yakitori. You'd have a little cup, and they'd have that yakitori with a barbecue sauce, and be out there grilling it up. They stick like 5 skewers of this chicken on a stick in the cup.
Over the fried rice, they put the yakitori sauce.
You'd have a beer, and you'd have a beer in your pocket, and you'd be sitting there eating your yakitori all drunk and beer, walking down the street with a beer in your pocket.
Man, that was
Hey, Bobby Joe.
Hey, Bobby Joe.
Yeah, I'm doing good, Blake. Doing real good.
Yeah, Thai street food was really, really good though. That and the Philippines and PI. Have you ever been to the Philippines?
No, I never made it to the Philippines. There are a lot of Filipinos in our part of Japan that were like shipped in or whatever, but
Yeah, no. I traveled a lot. Yokota was a hub base, so we were deployed a lot. And yeah, we went to the Philippines, and you can rent these little motorcycles, like banana seat little motorcycles. And cheap as hell, American dollar, and you can put $5 down there, like come back next week, turn motorcycle in, and we were riding these little motorcycles around, and the Filipino street food is just god dang good. I mean, I was like just kid in the candy store. Now Thai food freaking hot as hell.
That's what I had for lunch today.
Well, it can be hot.
Yeah,
we made a mistake one time going in talking about we're military. We want it Thai hot, and they're like, whatever. And we burn our eyeballs out on the way home we had to roll all the windows down on the Ford pickup truck because it was burning.
Yeah, I also went to South Korea in, what was it, 87? Well, we went to Okinawa. That was one of the first places we went to was South Korea, just before the Seoul Olympics. So it had to be 87 because that was 88.
Yeah.
And that was a little different culture. We got to go down to, I don't know if I've told this story here before. We got to go down to this army base that was right down by Propaganda Town. So what you got to do is you got to see the DMZ. You got to see North Korea and what they had over there. You got to see Propaganda Town, which wasn't a town, but was a town with loudspeakers that would tell the South Korean people what a great place it is to be in North Korea.
Right.
And then you would actually have the DML, which is the demilitarized line. But we got to go in places underground where they had it bricked off, where the North Koreans tried to go tunnel back during the war, try to tunnel under the ground, big enough tunnels to bring jeeps and small artillery pieces through. And then when they would find these, they'd block them up with bricks and whatnot. So you go down in these tunnels, and there'd be a door that was locked and a brick wall with a peephole where you could see through a brick, like a brick missing, but it was bigger than a brick. And you could see the North Korean guy at the other end looking through the same thing. So they were constantly on guard from one another, even in 87 on these things, just making sure that everybody was just,
Same way in the 90s. I was there in 90, probably 5, I guess, somewhere along in there, 94, 95. And we went to the DMZ. We deployed from South Korea. I was at Osan, though, way south,
Okay.
way south. And we just went there from Japan, getting ready to go to Bosnia Herzegovina. And, we were tooling up there, gearing up. And then we flew out from there. But I was there another time where we got to go up to the DMZ, and we stayed in Seoul and, for a night or two and, just toured around. But that trip, we were deploying to Bosnia. So we were tooling up in Osan, and they pulled this exercise on base, and there was all these protesters outside the base talking about Americans go home and all this stuff. And we're walking through, and as we walk through, though, they're protesting. These are protesters, and they're like, oh, and they're bowing and letting us through and all that. I mean, it was like totally like, and then as soon as we passed through, they would be right back up at the gate with their signs, Americans go home. But it was not like a violent thing. I mean, it was very respectful. But that's one thing I got from it. We stayed off base for a couple of nights because we didn't want to be involved in the exercise.
Yeah, we were never really, we were never around any of that. We had, when we were there, I want to say it was I always screwed up. I always say Incheon or Uncheon. Someone always corrects me. And but we were there. We had our own, we were out in a farming community. So we had these tents that they had set up on wooden platforms because of the rats and things like that. And so when we weren't out in the field doing our things, we got 4 days in Itaewon back in the day, which is, I was telling Bobby Joe in here, yeah, it's right out by Yongsan Army Base.
Yep.
We got a couple days there. We got some liberty and things. We didn't get a lot of that when we were there, but we got to see some different things there. I think Korea was the first place that actually walked into a bar, and the first time I had to go in there and go to the bathroom, I walked in there and there wasn't a toilet. There was just a porcelain hole in the floor.
Yeah,
I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
I mean, even in Osan, even outside of Osan Air Base, there were clubs and stuff, and there would just be holes in the floor. That's like porcelain little things.
Yeah.
And I went to a Wendy's outside of Osan Air Base in South Korea. And I thought, oh, God damn, there's a Wendy's. I don't have to eat shrimp on the stick, And I go in, and there's all these cups sitting around on the tables, And I go up and order, and I go, and I'm looking around, and there's all these little cups sitting on the tables. So I just sit down because they're all over the place, and the tables were empty. And I start eating, and there was this little cup sitting there, so I kind of move it over because, I need room for my tray. And all of a sudden, I feel like water hitting my hand. That cup was catching drips, and I look up, and there's open water pipes all over the ceiling, condensation dripping, and that's why all the cups were on the table, because it's not in the wall, insulated water. It's just open water pipes, everywhere. That was kind of a wake-up call.
Yeah, well, it's just, you go to other countries, it's just not normal. It's not what we consider to be normal. It's normal.
No, yeah, but to them, it's perfectly normal.
Yeah. And just the sleeping arrangements for the poor people. I mean, again, I say poor people, but it's, that's what they're used to. I mean, some of the stuff as far as their sleeping arrangements, rolling out those little mats that they sleep on in the floor. They don't have a designated bedroom in some cases. They pull out these little mats, they roll them out. They're less padding on them than yoga mats. That's just what they sleep on. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, when I went to the bathroom in Wendy's and I washed my hands, there was a water pipe that ran into a basin and then ran to the toilet. So to flush the toilet, you turn the water on in the sink, and it washes the stuff down. and you can wash your hands, and it's all one pipe.
Bobby Joe, I have got a story about Yaki Mandu. When we were in Korea, we used to have a mama-san that used to follow us around in this little Jeep thing, right? And we would have our MRE, and we would trade our MRE for Yaki Mandu, a kicker bar, which was a Kit Kat bar, and a bottle of Coke. Or you could get ramen noodles. But you could do, Yaki Mandu or the ramen noodles and whatnot. You give her that, and she would give you that. So the Yaki Mandu is like this little breaded thing, kind of deep fried. It's got some spicy meat and stuff inside of it. Really, really good, right? So we get to Itaewon. And when I get to Itaewon, one of the first things I do is I look at their menu, and it's hard to decipher. And I'm trying to read through it. The only thing I can find on there was something called Dog Mandu. So, of course, I have to ask the question. I asked the lady, it says, what is, and I kid you not, and now people joke with me. The lady looks at me, and she just puts her hands like this, and she goes, arf, arf.
Oh.
So, Yaki Mandu doesn't have to be dog meat, but I found out that it can also be dog meat as well. So Yaki Mandu isn't necessary. So it can be any kind of seasoned meat inside, like these puffed pastry type things. But yeah. When I thought that, I did it was ramen noodles from Mama-san from then on out. So
Yeah.
Arf. This is I will never ever, because she couldn't speak English. She's trying to help me, and I was like, I'm pointing at the thing, and finally that's what she got out was arf.
That's
Oh, God.
well, that was plenty at least you got that out to you. Yeah.
Oh my God. But I felt nauseous the rest of that day.
Oh. Hey, old man. Yeah, I'm not doing marshmallows. I've managed to keep my blood sugars under control for almost a full week, so I'm trying to keep it there. Yeah,
I will
stay
tell you
away
this.
from any raw sugars at all. So
It's tough to eat anything that eats other meat.
Yeah. I've never heard of Mungie, Bobby Joe. I did get to see Mama-san berry kimchi. We got to try kimchi, and kimchi gives you the worst farts ever. But the only thing that's worse than a kimchi fart is those baked beans out of the MREs. You eat those with kimchi, and those make the god awfulest. You're in your sleeping bag, and you fart in your sleeping bag. You don't even have to do this to let that smell out of there. You choke yourself to death. It was horrible.
Yeah. So, Ann, tell us about Harkall.
You what?
Yeah.
He said what?
Yeah, HAK, I think it's ARL.
What the
Harkall.
fuck? What the fuck is that?
It's
Harkall?
a rotten shark. That's what they eat
Oh,
in Norway.
no,
isn't
fuck.
it?
Rotten shark? I don't eat rotten shark. No. Feeling,
but, not that you eat it, but I've tried it before.
no, feeling is eating surströmming, but that comes from Sweden. That's an whole other thing. And it's lutefisk in Norway. That's another fucking disgusting.
Yeah, lutefisk. Yeah, I've had that too.
Oh, fish.
I haven't had lutefisk, but I've had surströmming. So
I've eaten a lot of lutefisk over my lifetime. Yeah, that was a mainstay. when I was
Really?
growing up. My
Yeah,
grandmother was Norwegian.
I'll eat anything once, and then I'll try it a second time just to make sure I didn't really like it.
pretty much, yep, that's pretty. And sometimes I don't even have to do that.
Or not raka fisk. Maybe you mean raka fisk.
But usually it's someone that says, "Well, they didn't make it right. You had it,
Yeah.
but they didn't make it right. You got to try my recipe. My recipe tastes good." And it was like the first time I had
Yeah.
for Thanksgiving, I had oyster stuffing.
Still tastes like puke.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
That was horrible. I'm sitting there because it's it was a lady that my mom knew. They lived in Vegas, and I'm sitting there trying to get through. I'm not eating the little piece of oysters in there, but the whole damn thing tastes like freaking oysters. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to be polite, and ugh, that was one of the worst things.
Yeah, you definitely gotta like oysters to eat oyster stuffing.
Ugh. Well, again, I wasn't a big seafood person. I was still just my idea of seafood. Oh, I did get a few different things. My idea of seafood again was like cod. I got to the point where I like shrimp, and then I'd even do some peel and eat, and then I would do lobster tail. But that's about the extent when I was that age of the things that I would do. First time I ordered a lobster, I got a whole lobster. I didn't get a lobster tail, but it was a whole lobster like cut in half. And I tried to eat the whole thing. I was like, nope. I ate the tail. I ate a little bit out of the claw, and that was it. Because the rest of it was gross as hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever, I mean, I'll get descriptive here. Harkol, in Sweden, Norway, wherever, it's all Scandinavian. The shark that they put in the thing and spoil, and then you eat it. If you've ever pissed in a bucket or a jug, you know, like a milk thing on a deer stand or whatever, and forgot you did that, and then come back 6 months later and open the lid, that's what that shit tastes like. So it ain't good.
Wow, but if that's what you're saying, it tastes like I would agree.
Oh my God,
It's just like surströmming.
oh man,
I figured I could stomach surströmming because hey, it's just going to be fermented herring, right? That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's fermented, so it's going to smell like really strong fish, right?
Well, yeah,
No, when I opened up that surströmming, it smelled like the bottom of a wet dumpster after a thunderstorm and 90-degree heat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
that was the worst smelling stuff. Again, I opened it up outside on my front porch, and my wife could smell it on the back porch.
Yeah,
no lie, that's no bullshit. She could smell that shit.
But that goddamn ammonia smell coming off that damn shark. Ugh,
Oh, I bet.
damn. It'd take your breath away.
I don't know why some people eat this. Well, again, I know why some of these people, because they don't have, because they're, they eat pretty much anything.
Yep. But boy,
It's a sustaining life.
It's supposed to be a delicacy over there. Oh, it'll take your breath away.
I think sometimes they just do crazy shit like that because it just grosses other people out. And if they can stomach it, they like the fact that it grosses other people out.
They learn to stomach it. Yeah. It's like moonshine.
Well, moonshine.
My grandfather used to always say the Norwegians, what happened was they had all this fish packed in barrels ready to ship out when World War II kicked in. And then when the Germans were invading Norway, by that time that fish had gone bad because nothing was shipping through the North Sea there. And they decided, let's pretend that we like it and let the Germans know that's the only thing we eat here in Norway, and maybe they'll go away. I told my granddad, yeah, I could see you doing some shit like that.
Yeah.
This is all we eat here.
Yeah, Bobby Joe said Limburg cheese. I can tell you, Farcarl is you take Limburg and pour vinegar on it, and then piss on it, and then put it in a Ziploc bag for 6 months in the hot sun, and then you got Farcarl. That shit was bad. I can eat Limburg. I mean, I can eat about anything, but god dang, man, that was causing a gag reflex just from them putting it on a plate 6 feet from me.
I got one rule. If it don't smell good, it ain't getting to my lips. If it don't taste good, it's never getting back there again.
My body says that ain't good for you.
People eating rotten shit and saying, oh, that's good, that's a delicacy. you can't taste that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I took one little taste and decided, yeah, that's shit. You don't eat that. Oh no, it's good. It's a delicacy. I tell you what, you try to serve it to me, you better be delicate about it, because I kick your fucking ass. You try to make me eat some of that shit.
Now that's one thing I've never had is that 1,000-year-old egg. I've heard a lot about it, but I don't want to put more puke in my mouth.
I want to do it just to say I've done it.
Yeah, I would. I'm there with you, Phil. We would have to.
That's why I want to do balut.
Yeah, we'd have to split one or something. I'll try it. I have to try it. Just say I have.
There's just some things that, just like, I got to do it just to say I did it. Like the surströmming, it's just like at that time I had seen so many, my channel was probably at 1,000, a little under, a little over 1,000. I just had to do it. I've seen people do it and everything, every video I'd ever seen, it seemed like it's something I had to do.
Yeah. See, where you eat spicy stuff, I drink alcohol stuff, and together we could dominate the world trying.
Oh my goodness. Well, I know when we first met, I had talked about grinding up some peppers and sending them your way to make some bourbon tincture. And just, I saw something the other day where I had mentioned that. I'm thinking, man, I never did that. I still got my peppers where I dried them out, but I have never ground them. My grinder's still brand new in the box from Amazon. So,
well, I tell you what, Phil, if you ever send me some, I'm gonna put some, like a little bit of 40% vodka in it, because the bourbon has a limit on its alcohol content, and it won't create the right tincture, with it's different, and I need to put some vodka in there to get the flavors coming out, and then I can add some bourbon and let it go a little longer, and then send it back to you.
okay.
It's just and the vodka's not stronger. It's just different. It draws the flavors out better.
Hey, David, Beastly Ironworks.
Hey.
Great to see you, bud. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did on one of my videos. I just put it in the chat. In one of my videos, I did pickled pig's feet.
Yep.
Because I saw it in Walmart one day. I'm looking at that. That'd make for a gross video. That's disgusting. And then I was like, I did my shopping. I went back by and picked it up. I was like, screw it. And pickled pig's feet, if you can stomach vinegar, isn't actually that bad.
the
texture, the thought of it, and everything else. It's really not that bad.
I get the hocks because I get more meat on them.
No, I love
vinegar. Have any meat on them.
Pork hocks, man. Oh, I can sit and eat them all day.
Well, and quail eggs, I love quail eggs. I actually eat raw quail eggs over salmon roe, which is sushi, in there. But I eat pickled quail. I eat pickled everything. Now I love vinegar. I used to collect hot sauces till my digestive disposition became such that I could not continue to partake in the spicy arts, and that's why I follow Phil, because I live vicariously through him now.
Yeah.
Because I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, some of the stuff I do, sometimes I think to myself, it's just stupid, but hey. Well, it's food, and I'm not sure that I'm actually, personally feel like I'm ranked fifth, but being ranked fifth on that League of Fire thing, as far as what people can handle heat wise, in across the country, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I used to collect hot sauces. I mean, I've signed waivers before to buy stuff, where pure capsaicin crystals and the different bottles of bootla sauce and things, and they make you sign so you won't go back and sue them later, type shit. I used to collect a bunch of stuff, and then it got to where I couldn't eat it anymore. My heartburn got so bad and the doctor put me on a medication for heartburn and said you need to lay off that. And I'm not saying I'm allergic to it. I just, it's some people are allergic to it, but I got to where it just wasn't worth the after pain for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Now, see, it's funny because I've got a couple of instances where I've had a little bit of heartburn from this, but this is something that usually I don't get heart. I found when I drank beer in the evenings and I did anything with wheat bread, that would give me heartburn. So, and it wasn't something I would get it right then. It'd be something that would wake me up like 2 hours after I went to sleep.
Yep.
I'd wake up with heartburn. So what did I do? Did I cut out the beer? No, cut out the wheat bread.
Oh yeah.
So I cut out the wheat bread. No more problems.
What I'm talking about over the next few days was more not heartburn. That was just an initial effect. It was more down here.
Really?
And
I get a little burn for maybe if I do something big for maybe a poop or two that day, but
yeah, it tears it's bad for me. Can't sit down. I have to, whatever, it's bad.
Yeah, that's not good. If you can't sit down, I had one episode over like an 8-day period of time where I did a bunch of challenges, where I had some stuff going on back there, but I figured out what I needed to do to rectify the situation, and I took care of it.
Rectified. Yeah. No, it just, it was one of those things where, well, we can do surgery and it may or may not help. And I'm like, no, I'll just stop eating hot stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that maybe is, when you can do something else to stop it. Yeah.
Yep. So I don't eat spicy stuff. Well, and I'm not saying I cut spice completely out. I certainly don't eat habanero, or not habaneros. That's a bad example, but ghost chilies, bootlas, shit like that. I'll still eat jalapenos on a burrito if I want to. I may pay for it a little bit, but it's not like it used to be.
No, old man, that's a new one to me. Yeah.
And Bobby Joe mentioned something about slippery elm. What the hell is slippery elm?
Soothe your gut. I don't know. My gut's not what I was worried about. It's that orifice back there.
It's the butt, not the gut.
Yeah. The butt, not the gut. Yeah, that one.
And see, for me, it's more the gut. I'd rather not have the stomach cramps. I can handle a little bit of burning going on back there, but again, anything more than burning, I'm not good with either.
And that's where I feel I'm lucky. The Reapers I did and the VAT 19 chocolate bar. The gut is my concern because I haven't had any of the after effects except fire hose for a couple of times. Yeah.
Well, mine's really, I'm making fun of it, but it was lower intestinal inflammation is what it was. Yeah. I started reacting badly in the large intestine. Causes a lot of pain, even longer than just cramps. I mean, it's a long lasting, and it just wasn't worth it to keep going. So I instead of collecting hot sauces, now I collect bourbons.
Slippery elm.
Oh yeah, old man. Now that you say it, I remember. Yeah. That's another deal where no, that's all right. Pollutes of yeah. No. Any kind of bird like that, if it's a bird in the egg, it's too early to eat them. And it's too late to call it an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whew, yucky. Yeah. I'd try it though. Once.
Well, see, all right. So I'm paying attention to Bobby Joe in here, and she's talking about. I assume it's a young lady.
About this.
Talk about slippery elm.
Yeah. It's an old medicinal, it's from an elm. It's the inner bark of an elm. And yeah, it helps with digestive issues, calms the stomach and intestines. Yeah, it's really good for intestinal issues. But it's an old remedy,
I'm a
Yeah, you
big
can look
potato.
at it. You can look it up online.
Well, I did. I looked it up on my phone.
Oh, there you go.
But see, I wonder, like with a lot of things, that's good for people who have problems with jalapenos and habaneros. Is it really effective on people that eat the stupid garbage I do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's like throwing a bucket of water on a forest fire. A bucket of water is good for putting out a fire, but not a forest fire.
Right. Yeah, you might be able to put out your campfire with it, but you ain't putting out no forest fire.
Right.
Not my campfire.
And the thing is
half of it.
different people, different metabolisms, and that's the way it is with all the home remedies too. I've had people, they want to just argue with me and say, no, it's good for any and everybody. That's not true. That's not true. Because that's one thing about the human body is it's pretty unique amongst all of us. Some things seem to be more common amongst most of us, but that doesn't mean that something will absolutely work for somebody else. And but I like to I like to experiment to see, test something out, see if someone says, oh yeah, that'll be real good for you for this. I'll try it. And if it doesn't seem to improve the condition, then I quit using it. Oh no, you got to do it for 3 years. Oh fuck, I ain't waiting that long. Yeah, sorry, I want something that works quicker. Yeah, that's like with Shaga. I recommend anybody that wants better health to give Shaga a go, but I don't push it on people that, oh, you should be using Shaga. Well, no, you should do what you feel like doing, what you're comfortable with. And Shaga may or may not work for you. I've known people where Shaga just didn't seem to have any effect on them. And then others, and myself included, where it had a dramatic change in my health. So it's one of those things where you got to personally give it a try and decide, oh, this is really helping me, or this ain't doing shit, or it gave me the shits. I'm not using it, Right? You don't know until you try it. I just don't see. I'm not one that likes to take people's word for anything without me looking deeper into it or trying it myself, and then I'll convince myself, because a person's not going to convince me. I gotta see the actual. I gotta be able to hold on to it, and that's pretty tough, Ann, sometimes. So yeah. If the right person wants to lend a hand, I'm always for it. Though.
Gotta have big hands.
He can help you.
What's that?
Huh?
Nothing.
Crazy Ann? What?
What did you slip with, girl?
Nothing.
You slipped with something.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't want to have to rewind this and crank it way up to catch what you said.
I just say he can lend you a hand.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
He'll always give you a helping hand if you need it.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that. Doesn't even have enough respect to give you a reach around argument. Yeah.
I don't have the goddamn kind of cursing to give a man a reach around. I'll be watching you.
See,
Yeah.
but Phil's got big hands. When he does this, his hand fills up half the screen. Look, I got little tiny hands.
Yeah, I don't have big hands.
It all depends on where your camera is and where you are. So.
He's closer to the camera than you do.
And I've got small hands.
I don't have big hands, and they still make things look small. So
yeah, I have small hands for good reason. Yeah.
It's part of the evolution. You know, you only grow as big a hands as you need.
Well, I remember in high school, you know, some of the guys that could always palm a basketball, right? My hands were never big enough. I would always cram that basketball in my hand and try to make it to where I could palm a bat. My hands were just never big enough or never strong enough. Fingers were never for any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So. Well, even a football, you know, I could grab a hold of a football, but could I grab a hold of a football and run around with it just in my one hand and not lose grip of it? No.
No,
I could grip it to throw it, you know, go from here and go back and throw it, no problem. But to run around, have it away from my body without, no, not confidently. Well, Sty.
Well, I was gonna say, guys, we're hitting the 3-hour mark. Oh, Sty's gonna be shutting her down. I got a very, very long, busy day tomorrow.
All right, I'm gonna call Crazy Ann. I'm gonna call Crazy Ann on Skype or on Facebook
Skype
stuff.
Yeah, I have Skype, but I don't use it. But Messenger I use.
Yeah, I'll call you on Messenger.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It was great, guys. It was great seeing some new folks hanging out in the house. I feel bad I didn't get my members up and show them off to everybody tonight. I'll have to make up for it Sunday. I'll throw everybody up there 2-3 times Sunday night and brag them all up.
Jump in where I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed.
Yeah, you got that far. That's cool. That is cool. It's good to hear. Yeah. I wouldn't want to have heard it now that, I haven't been subscribed to you and I've been on 2 panels. That's pretty good.
No, I am definitely subscribed and I will definitely see you pop up now on the lives. I am good to go. I was shocked.
Yeah.
That I was not. Yeah.
So folks, we're going to wrap it up. Next time you'll see me is Sunday night, Sty Story Sunday. I got 2.5 days of hard work and doing some video while I'm working on my adventure trailer. See you Sunday night and hopefully some videos to follow that. And I want you all to take care. I want you to make sure to take good care of yourself so that you can be there Sunday night. So until Sunday, you all have a good night.
Very good night, everybody.
For Phil's sake, keep it spicy, and for Ann's, keep it horny.
Stay horny.
Good night, folks.
Bye.